In this video, I'm going to be going through each one of these cases for the brand new Galaxy Fold 6 to find out which ones are the worst and which ones I think are worth your time. And I guarantee that you're going to find one case here you're going to absolutely love. And ladies, I didn't forget about you either. I've got a pretty good assortment of wallet cases as well. I also want to give a huge shout out to everybody for all your support and comments on last year's video. And if you're new here and you like what I'm doing, make sure you smash that like button because it really helps out the channel. And as always, I will be putting product links and timestamps in this video's description so you can easily skip around. Also, make sure you stick with me until the end of the video because I will be giving you my favorite case choices based on a few different categories. So grab your snacks, sit back and relax, and enjoy the video. Then here we have a minimalist Aramid fiber case by Thinborne. So first off, presentation. I have to give it the Thinborne because they don't use a cardboard case. They actually use a case that is handcrafted, covered in like this carbon fiber, and it's made from wood. Really nice. And then when we open it up, we've got some important information. It also seems like this case is made from 600D Aramid fiber. You can see how finely woven this case is. Feels really nice. So here is the back cover of the case. We've got some extra stickers. And like I mentioned before, we also have that tempered glass screen protector for your phone, an installation packet, and we also have the top cover of our phone that again is made from the Aramid fiber. So here is that back cover. Again, it's got a really nice feel to it. You can see that woven pattern. It does not show any fingerprints. Super light, very thin, and it's also got Magsafe built in. Some of the other Aramid fiber cases out there do not have Magsafe built in, so that is definitely a big deal. So the first thing we need to do is to take off the stickers. And we'll place this over the top of our phone. Just like that. Press down the sides to make sure all the stickers stay down on the phone. And on the back here, we also have a sticker. And then we'll just press our phone into the back. And then press down on the back to make sure that sticker adheres to the phone. That looks so clean. That looks really nice. Feels good in the hand. It's not grippy, but it's not slippery. It's got kind of like that smooth Aramid fiber feel. It feels just like I'm holding onto the phone, and as you can see, it doesn't add any extra bulk to the phone either. Super slim. Very nice. We have our precision cutouts on the top, on the bottom. We have our cutouts for our power button and the volume rockers on the side. On the back, it's got that really nice Aramid fiber look. Again, does not show fingerprints. It's nice and smooth. And we also have a raised edge that comes up over the camera lenses to give you protection there too. That's the first I've seen yet for that as well. Got a cutout for our LED. That is so clean. We'll open it up. That looks so good. Look at that. Super slim. The case also doesn't move when you open and close the case. It makes it very easy to open the phone, and the case does not move even when you're opening and closing the phone. It's a really nice, precisely cut out. You can tell by looking at the hinge there. So clean. Very nice case. If you love the feel of your phone without a case on it, this is definitely the case for you. Now if you want to wirelessly charge, you can also do that through this case as well. And then if you have Magsafe accessories, like I have this little puck here, we can clip it onto the back. And it starts to charge your phone. Very nice. It's got a pretty good strong hold on there as well. And if you have a Magsafe power bank, it also works with this case as well. clips very strongly on the back, and it starts to charge your phone. You can see how strong it holds on to the back of the case. It actually will open up the phone. And if you happen to have Magsafe accessories, like I've got this little holder here, you can clip it onto the back. And then you have like a little stand that you can use, whatnot. That's just one type of the accessories you can use with this case. Nice strong hold. I really like that. Man, it's got a nice strong hold. Not a lot of cases have a strong hold like that on the back of their case. Alright, so now that we've seen the case itself, let's go ahead and install the front tempered glass. So with the case in place, you want to clean off the screen with the alcohol wipe that comes included in the little kit. And then we'll dry off the screen. And then before I put the screen protector on, I want to show you how much of a raised edge you get without a tempered glass screen protector with this case. So if you take a look at it from the side, you can see that we do get a slight raised edge without having a tempered glass screen protector on the phone. Then remove any dust with the dust stickers. Now the screen protector does have a cutout for your camera, so you know exactly which way the screen protector goes. And you want to make sure the sticker is on the underside of the tempered glass. We're going to peel off that underside and then just place this within the case. Kind of acts like a guide. And then just press down on the edge here and it should start to adhere to your screen. You might have to help it down a little bit because it's just cut perfectly for the case. It kind of hangs up on the edge just a tiny bit, but you can kind of help it down with your finger. You might have to lift up a little bit on one of the edges to kind of get it to stick down properly. And there we go. So that looks super clean. Like this screen protector it's just cut out perfectly for this case. And if we take a look, you can see that it comes right up to the edge, not at the top, but on the sides and on the bottom, comes right up to the edge of the case. It is perfectly aligned for the case itself. We do also have that cutout on the top, and we have a little cutout towards the handset speaker as well. Feels nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. And if we look at it from the side, again, you can see that the screen protector pretty much takes up that little lip that we had before. There's just a slight edge for the tempered glass on the edge of the case, kind of like right here, but it pretty much comes flush with the case. So now your phone is pretty much covered 360 degrees except for that hinge. I'm not too concerned about that. The main concern for me is my front screen and the sides and the back of the phone, which are now covered. So let's test out our fingerprints. It does seem to do a pretty good job at rejecting fingerprints. They're just very slight smudges on the screen, which you can just very lightly wipe away. It looks brand new again. The edges of the glass are also rounded off. Let's check out our touch. Touch seems to be working perfectly fine, and as you can see, it is crystal clear. No issues with touch whatsoever. Now let's take a look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, there's like barely any rainbow effect whatsoever. And I can't say that for most of the tempered glass screen protectors that I've tested, which is definitely saying a lot for this tempered glass. So if you're going to be using polarized sunglasses, you don't really have to worry too much about a rainbow effect. Very nice. And you can also use this case with regular wireless charging as well. Now, Thinborne does state that this case will work with Magsafe wireless chargers and some flat wireless chargers like I just showed you, but it may not work with stand style chargers like I have here. So we'll plug this into my charger and let's see if it'll wirelessly charge. And it doesn't. It seems to say that there is something in the way of the wireless charger, so that's not going to work standing up. Let's lay it down. And it doesn't seem to work that way either. So they say that you should use a flat wireless charger or a MagSafe charger for it to work with this case. And it may work with the stand charger that you have, but I'm just telling you that it might not work with some stand chargers like I just showed you. And in case you're wondering, this is what the screen protector looks like without the case on it. So it does have a pretty good gap all the way around the screen for case compatibility. In case you do end up wanting to use this screen protector with other cases, you should not have a problem. So I am definitely loving this case. Everything looks super clean. Everything's working perfectly fine, especially with that MagSafe ring on the back. Your phone is now almost totally covered. Very nice case. And here we have the BENKS Aurora ArmorAir case. Now, like I mentioned before, this is a minimalist case. It's made from 600D Kevlar. It's very strong, nice and thin. It's got anti-fingerprint properties, and it's also got a rear camera protector on the back of the case. So here is the case itself. It is a one-piece design. It's only made for the back of the phone. It's got a really nice smooth feel to it. You can see it's got that woven Kevlar on the back. We also have that raised edge for camera protection as well. This is super light and it's super thin. You can also use this with regular wireless charging as well. We've got our sticker on the inner portion here that we need to remove before we put it on the back of the phone. And as you can see, it's just, there's barely anything there. So if you want to protect the back of your phone and the sides while maintaining the slimness and the feel of the phone not having a case on it, this is definitely one I would take a look at. So let's peel off the sticker on the bottom here. We'll take our phone, place it in the back of the case, just press that into place, and then run your finger down the edge here by the spine to adhere the sticker. And there we go. So it feels just like the phone does not have a case on it. Everything's working perfectly fine, feels nice in the hand. If we look at it from the top, you can see it's got the cutouts for our microphones. We have a big cutout here for our fingerprint sensor, power button, and our volume buttons. On the bottom, we have a cutout for our mic and our charging port. And that is pretty much it. And again, like I mentioned, we have that raised edge to protect our cameras as well. Open it up. Fits perfectly on the phone, doesn't just come off the phone itself. It definitely does help open the phone a little bit more than it would if the phone did not have a case on it at all. Looks really nice. And like I mentioned before, you can also use this with regular wireless charging as well. I really do like the way that this case looks. And again, you also don't have to worry about fingerprints either. And it is also scratch resistant as well. So if you want to keep the back of your phone looking brand new, this is definitely a good way to do that while keeping the phone nice and slim. From the front, you can't even tell that there's a case on it. And in case you're wondering, the ring that is around the camera lenses is made of plastic. And if you're wondering, the case is on the phone pretty good. You don't have to worry about the case just popping off. If you want it to come off, you will need to kind of press your finger or thumb against one of the edges and it will release from the phone. But it is held in place with a little clip you can hear. And then here we have the BENKS Montage ArmorAir case. This case is made from 600D Kevlar, just like the Aurora, but the difference between the Aurora and the Montage is this one has a hinge cover. Now if we take a look at the back here, you can see that it does have a couple different woven patterns on it, which makes it look really cool. It's got a nice smooth soft feel to it. It does not show any fingerprints. We have a raised edge for our camera protection, and again we have like this spring hinge on the side. This case seems to be a little bit more substantial than the Aurora. It seems to be a little thicker. It's still really not that heavy. It's pretty thin, and you can also use it with regular wireless charging as well. So we do again have a sticker on the inside that we need to remove. So we can take our phone, place it inside the back here, press it into place, and we have that hinge cover on the side. So you get a little bit more protection with the Montage. Feels good in the hand. As you can see, it doesn't really add any extra thickness to the phone. We've got our cutouts for our power button and our volume buttons. On the top, we have our cutouts for our microphone. On the bottom, for our charging port and mic. On the side here, again, we have that hinge cover. On the back, we do have that raised edge for camera protection, which is pretty nice. And then when we open up our phone, that hinge kind of goes over the back of our phone, kind of giving us just kind of like a little bit of a raised edge to lift up our phone. And when we close it up, it goes right back over that hinge. Feels really nice. It's got kind of like a carbon fiber feel on the side. It does have some texture to it. And like I mentioned before, you can also use this case with regular wireless charging. I've tried the Montage case on my iPhone and I really like that, and this seems to be no different. This is a really nice feeling case. It looks really cool too. I like the contrasting patterns on the back. And as you can see, it fits perfectly with the tempered glass on the front. So even though your phone's not covered 360 degrees, you do have a lot of protection on the back, on the sides here for the back, your hinge, and then you have the tempered glass for the front. The Kevlar is also on the inside of the hinge too, to help protect your hinge from getting scratched up even from the cover. And as you can see, you can easily open and close the phone without the case coming off or moving either. And here I'll give you a look all the way around the phone so you can see what it looks like from every angle. Now if you want to take the case off your phone, what I would recommend doing is kind of placing one of your fingers over your cameras and then pressing back with your thumb, and you can pop off the case from the phone. And the Kevlar also continues on the inside of the phone as well, feeling nice and smooth. So here we have the Samsung Clear case. So this case is totally clear. It does have a very plasticky, very slim case for the top of the phone. For the back, we have this kind of silicone type little holder here that you can put your fingers under. It's got some stretchy nylon straps on the top and the bottom, and we do have a camera bump here. It is kind of flimsy. It's not super thick, but it is kind of like a hard plastic. One more thing about the little strap on the back here, it does have an adjustment in case you have some bigger fingers. You can move this little piece here. You just lift it up and then move it to the first notch to give you more room for your fingers. We'll leave it on the first to see if there's enough for me. There is also another sticker on the inside here, which just broke off. We also have some stickers on the inside that you just need to peel off before we install the top cover. And we'll just place this over the top, kind of press it into place, make sure that those stickers are staying down on the phone. And there is the case. So there are no rubber pieces on this case except for this little silicone strap on the back. It is a totally clear case. So this case does look really nice and clean on the phone. It doesn't have any grip to it, but it's not super slippery either. So it does offer your phone some protection for the front, the sides, and the back. And as you can see, it really doesn't add any extra bulk to the phone. The cutouts are also nice and clean, as you can see on the top for the speaker and the mic, and on the bottom for the cutouts for the charging port and the speaker. We also have these little rubber pieces on the inside that are gray. You can see on the side here. We have our cutouts for our power button and our volume button. On the back, again, it's nice and clear to show off the color of your phone. And we also do have a raised edge, which is pretty flush with the camera lenses. There might just be a little bit of a raised edge to protect those lenses. And then again, we have that little strap here in case you want to put your fingers through so you can hold onto your phone a little easier, especially when you're having it open and you're using it in its tablet mode. Does offer some more stability. That's pretty nice. And then when it's closed, you can also put your fingers through as well to kind of give you a little better grip. I actually like that. Now the question is, will you be able to wirelessly charge with this little piece on the back? I don't think so, but let's try it out anyway. So it does look like you can still kind of wirelessly charge. It might not be the best wireless charge. You're going to get a lot of loss because it's not actually flat on the pad, but it does look like it will wirelessly charge somewhat. And then if we open and close the case, you can see that it does not move. The stickers seem to be doing a pretty nice job. It also, interesting enough, has this little raised edge here where it kind of like tapers up, which is kind of weird. Not sure why that is. But if we look at it from the side here, you can see that there is a slight raised edge to protect the front of your screen. Now, I also don't have a tempered glass screen protector on here, so if you do add one, it'll decrease that little lip a little bit. But this does seem like a pretty nice case. I do like how thin it is. It still offers some protection, not a lot, but again, it's better than nothing. So that's a pretty cool case. And that, again, is the clear case. Then if you want to take the case off, you just simply press in one of the corners, and the case comes off just like that. And then here we have the Samsung Kinsuit case, which is kind of like a faux leather case. So here's the case itself. It doesn't really, I don't think it really smells like leather. It feels and looks like leather though. And on the inside, it's got kind of like a microfiber cloth, which is nice and smooth. And as you can see, it is kind of flimsy. And then here we have the front again, which is covered in kind of like that leather material, but the inner portion is plastic. So we'll put the top piece over the phone. Kind of press that into place so the stickers stay down. And then we'll just put this over the back of the phone. And there you go. Feels nice in the hand. It does not feel slippery. It's got kind of like a texture type feel to it. If we look at it from the side, you can see that it does have a raised edge on the front of the phone. Again, I do not have a tempered glass screen protector on here, so you can see how much of a raised edge there is without one. It also doesn't add really any extra bulk to the phone. Again, interesting enough, this case too has that kind of like that lip that goes upward. Maybe when you put your phone down, it just kind of makes it easier to pick up. I don't know exactly why that's like that. It's kind of odd. I haven't seen that on any other case except for Samsung. You can see we have our cutouts for our power button and our volume buttons. Cutouts on the top and on the bottom. On the back, it's got that kind of like that leather texture feel. Again, we also do have a raised edge around our camera lenses, which is not really that much raised. It's just very slightly raised above the camera lenses. And if we open it up, looks really nice. As you can see, it's pretty flush with each side of the case, and it does not move around when you open and close your phone. It does make it a little easier to open the phone. This particular piece right here keeps moving when I hit it. As you can see, it's kind of like moving in. That's like the flimsiest part of the case, is this little edge here, and that's really on any case. It's because it's so thin, it just kind of, you know, might move around when the sticker comes off of the phone. But the case looks really nice. It feels good in the hand. I do kind of like that leatherette feel. I do kind of question how much or how well this is going to hold up over time, because it doesn't feel very durable. It feels very like light. So if you're going to get scratches and stuff like that, it's probably going to show up on this case. But it does look pretty cool, and it also works with regular wireless charging. So that is the Kinsuit case. Yeah, this little piece right here keeps moving because it came undone from the front of the screen, and that's probably going to happen to you as well. Just kind of gets a little annoying after a while, but it is what it is. And then here we have the Samsung Silicone case. Again, it's got kind of like this silicone covered cheap plastic front cover for the phone, and on the back it's all made of silicone. And interesting enough, this year, instead of you having inserts that you can choose from, they just put them both on the back of the phone. So you have this little holder that you can put your hands through, and we also have this little stand that pops out, which is plastic, and it's kind of covered in like maybe a little silicone material. That's kind of cool. And on the inside, again, we do have those strap adjustments in case your fingers are a little bit bigger. And the inside of this case is totally just plastic. So we'll put the front cover over the phone, snaps into place, press it all around to make sure that the stickers kind of adhere to the phone. And we'll just place this in the back of the phone, snap that into place, and we're all set. Feels really nice in the hand. It's got kind of like that rubbery silicone type feel. It's not slippery at all. Looks really nice on the phone as well. As you can see, it doesn't really add any extra bulk either. We've got our cutouts on the top, cutouts on the bottom. We also have that raised edge around the front of the phone. I also do not have a tempered glass screen protector on here. On the back, again, it's got that soft silicone type feel. We also have that same raised edge around our camera lenses, which really isn't that much more raised than the camera lenses itself. We have our cutout for our power button. The volume rocker is a silicone type button. Nice and clicky, easily pressable. And then again, on the back, you can put your fingers inside this little strap to kind of give you a better hold on your phone, even when you have it open. So you don't have to worry about the phone kind of falling out of your hand. That's pretty cool. And then the kickstand opens up just like that. So you can use your phone in this orientation. You can also put it in the other orientation and kind of fold it up just like this. Just simply folds back into place. And the case looks pretty nice, stays in place when you're opening and closing the phone. Again, this case also has that little raised edge, which I'm not really sure why they did that, but the case does help you open and close the phone as well. It looks really nice. I really like the addition of the strap and the kickstand on the back. Now, because these two are on the back, let's see if you can actually wirelessly charge through this case. And it still seems to work, even though it's slightly lifted over the wireless charger. So definitely a cool looking case. I like the feel of it. Very nice. So it's not going to add a lot of extra protection, but it's like I mentioned before, it's definitely better than nothing. And it still keeps the phone nice and slim. And then here we have the Samsung S Pen case. So this case also comes with a couple extra little tips for your S Pen. Here again is kind of like that plasticky front cover. It is all plastic. It's not coated with any silicone. It's just a hard plastic. And then here we have the back cover, which has the S Pen. On the inside, it's purely plastic. And as you can see, it doesn't bend very much either. So we'll put the front cover on our phone. Press everything into place. And then we'll just press this into the back. And there you go. Feels nice in the hand. It does have that hard plastic type feel to it. It's not grippy, but it's also not very slippery. So you can see it doesn't add much extra bulk to the phone either. Again, we have that tapered edge here, which I don't know why they did that. We have our cutouts on the top and the bottom. And on the back, it's got kind of like a smooth plastic. And again, we have that slight raised edge around our camera lenses. We have our cutout for our power button and our volume button. And on the back here, we have that S Pen. So the way you get it out is just simply push up on this little button right here. The S Pen kind of pops out, and then you can just pull it out the rest of the way. And if we open up our phone, you can see that our S Pen is working. It's got kind of like the little hover notification on the screen. Seems to work pretty good. Very cool. And then to put this back, you just simply press that down on the bottom and then press it into place. And it stays in there too. You don't have to worry about the S Pen just kind of popping out unless you actually want it to come out. And then if you want to wirelessly charge your phone, it does work with wireless charging. This is a pretty cool case. This is probably one of my more favorites just because I like the added addition of the S Pen. This one also has that problem with the edge here where it kind of comes off of your phone. And whenever you're kind of like holding the phone in your hand, you can feel this move, which is kind of annoying. Not really a big fan of that. But it also does help you open the phone as well. You can see how much of a raised bump that adds on the back of the phone. But the case does seem to stay in place when you open and close it. Not too bad. So if you want to add the S Pen to the phone, this is definitely a nice case to do that. So here is the Impact case by CASETIFY. They have a whole bunch of really cool different patterns that you can choose from. You can even create your own if you really want to. These are also military grade drop tested up to 4 feet. One of the unique things that I haven't seen yet on these kind of cases is it has this little rubber hinge on the middle which keeps the front and the back pieces together so you don't have to worry about them sliding off every time you open and close your phone. It also has this little sticker that you want to remove before you put your phone inside the case. So then I'll just take the Fold 6, we'll put it inside the bottom portion, we'll press it into place, then we'll fold over the top here. And then just press that the rest of the way. And then just kind of press down near the hinge to secure that sticker that we took off before. And there you go. Feels pretty good on the phone, feels good in the hand. It's got a little bit of a grip to it, so it helps keep a hold on your phone. It's got a little cutout for your fingerprint sensor here, volume buttons, easily pressable, nice and clicky. The edges of the case are also rubberized as well, and they're lifted, so when you put your phone on its face, it's got a nice big lip to help protect your screen. On the back here, you can see that it shows off the color of your phone, and it's got that really cool design on the back. We also have a good raised edge around our camera lenses for protection there too. And then if we look at the side, you can see that there is the cutout for the fingerprint sensor and the power button, and we have our volume buttons on the side here, which are also rubberized. Feels like a pretty nice case. Looks really cool as well. Now, having a nice grip on these edges also helps open the phone a lot easier, and as you can see when I open it up, the case doesn't move either, which is definitely a plus. And in case you're curious, if we look at the inside, you can see that there's just a very slight raised edge on the inner portion of the case. Let's test out our fingerprint sensor. Fingerprint sensor is working perfectly fine, and I do not have facial recognition set up on this phone, so it's not recognizing my face. It is actually working with the fingerprint sensor. Yep. Very nice case. And so you can see again that the case does not move when I open and close the phone. You can tell by the middle of the case. It's another good reason to have that little hinge on each side of the case as well. And we also have cutouts on the top here for our microphones and our speakers, as well as on the bottom, cutout for our charging port. And if you need to wirelessly charge, you don't need to take the case off. You can easily wirelessly charge right through the case. And then here we have the impact case in a blue. Again, just like that first case, it does have that little rubber hinge in the middle to help keep both of these pieces together on the phone. Fits on the phone perfectly, has a nice grip to it, feels good in the hand. It's got that blue kind of tinge to it. And you can see it still has that same great raised edge. So even if we were to put the tempered glass screen protector on the phone, you would still have a really nice raised edge all the way around the phone for protection. And on the back, as you can see, it's got that blue color. And then here we have the CASETIFY clear case in a kind of like industrial pattern. Now, as you can see from this case, it does not have that little rubber piece to keep both these pieces together on the phone. But this one is made of a hard plastic. It's not made of a rubber. This case also has a clear piece inside that you need to remove before putting on your phone. That's just to help keep the case from getting all scratched up and all the fingerprints all over the inside. So we'll take our phone, we'll put this on the inside of our case. We'll just press that into place. And then for the top, we'll remove the sticker. And then just place this over the top of your phone. And then just press down on the spine here. Make sure the sticker stays in place. And there it is on the phone. Feels good in the hand. It does not feel slippery. It's got a little bit of a grip to it. There's a cutout for your fingerprint sensor and your volume buttons on the side. Nice and clicky, easily pressable. Let's test out our fingerprint sensor. Fingerprint sensor works fine. If we look at it from the top, you can see we have our cutout for our speaker, all of our microphones. It also doesn't add much extra bulk to the phone. We have our cutout for our speaker and our charging port on the bottom. If we look at it from the side, you can see it still has a big raised edge all the way around the screen. And on the back, again, shows off the color of your phone. I think it looks pretty cool with this pattern and the carbon fiber on the back. And it's also got that raised edge around our cameras for protection there too. Very cool case. Let's open it up. Seems to stay on the phone perfectly fine. Does not seem to move. And in case you're curious, Again, it looks like it just has a slight raised edge on the sides. But it also, again, does help open your phone. It's a little harder to open your phone when you don't have a case on it, so that's definitely a good reason to get a case besides protection. And again, if you want to wirelessly charge through this case, you can do that too. And if we look at the edges, you can see that it's got kind of like these, it looks like grip on the side, but it's not actually on the outer portion of the case, it's on the inside. All you feel is the smooth plastic. But again, it does not feel slippery in the hand, so you don't really have to worry about that. And again, this is the clear case. And then here we have another clear case in totally clear in case you don't want any patterns. This one again is made of hard plastic. It does not have that rubber hinge to keep the two pieces together, and it also has the protective cover on the inside. So just put our phone inside the case here, press it on. Take off the sticker from the top, then put this back on the top just like this. And then just run your finger down the spine here. And there you go. It's got that same good grip to it. Looks really nice on the phone. Has that same raised edge on the front, and on the back now it totally shows off the color of whatever phone you got. Looks really nice. You can't really go wrong with either the Impact or the clear case. But I do like the Impact's little rubber hinge that it has on each side of the case to help keep it on your phone, but it doesn't seem like the clear cases move at all, even though they don't have that little hinge. And then here we have the RINGKE Fusion Clear case. So here is the case. This is the second case that I've seen so far that has like these little rubber hinge pieces on the top and the bottom to help keep these two pieces together on your phone. It is crystal clear and it's made of a hard plastic surrounded by a rubbery type material. So before we put this on our phone, just make sure that you clean off your screen really well, because we do have a sticker here that's going to stick to the glass. And there is also a sticker on the outer and inner portion of the case here that you just need to peel off with these little tabs. And there's also one on the inside. And then peel off the sticker for the front cover. Then we'll take our phone, just press it into the bottom of the case, just like that. And then fold over the top of the case, just like this. Then once that's down, run your finger over the edge of the case, just like this, so the sticker stays in place. And there you go. That is the RINGKE Fusion case. Feels nice in the hand. It's got some grip to it. Looks great on the phone. Doesn't add a lot of extra bulk, but it does have some reinforcements in the corners in case you happen to drop your phone. We have our cutouts on the top. On the side here, we have our cutout for our power button and our volume buttons. We also have our cutouts for our charging port and speaker on the top and bottom. We have a lanyard hole on the side. On the back, shows off the color of your phone through the clear case. It does pick up some fingerprints, not too bad. And then we also do have a raised edge around our camera lenses too. And also note that I do also have the camera lens protectors on there too for extra protection. And it seems to fit perfectly within inside this case. Opening and closing the phone is very easy as well. And as you can see, the case does not move either. That's definitely a plus. So that was definitely an issue for some of the other cases on the older versions of the Folds. When you would open and close the phone, the pieces of the case would slide off. As you can see, it's not doing that with this Fusion case. And you can see the reinforcements in the corners as well. I like that. So when you put your phone on its face or anything like that, it doesn't slide all over the place, and it also has a raised edge to help protect the screen as well. That's a very nice case. And then when you open it up, it also has those corners in case you put your phone down like this. It doesn't really rock all over the place. It rocks a little bit, but it's not horrible. I've always been partial to the RINGKE Fusion cases. I actually like the RINGKE Fusion clear matte case because it doesn't show fingerprints and it just gives it that nice frosted look. Another really nice thing to note about these cases is there are no gaps even when the phone is closed. I know some cases that I tested on other folds, like the Fold 5, some cases had that when you closed it up there would be like this horrible gap. But this one looks really nice. And then here we have the POETIC Spartan case. So it comes with some replacement adhesive strips. Here is the case. It does look to have a built-in plastic screen protector as well as an S Pen holder. Very cool. It's got a hinge cover. All right, let's see what we got here. Does seem to be a two-piece design. It's got a nice hard back with a built-in kickstand surrounded by a firm rubbery type material. Same thing for the front cover. It's surrounded by kind of like a rubbery type material with some hard plastic, and we have that plastic screen protector. And the inside of the case has some hard plastic in the middle, but it also has some like a softer type material around the edges as well. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to thoroughly clean off your screen on your phone because whatever is underneath it will be trapped under there once we put the case on. Then we need to remove the protective cover from the inside, remove the stickers, then just simply press this over the top of your phone, just like that. And then we can remove that top protector. There's also a sticker on the inside of the case here. And then just take the rest of your phone and we'll press it into the outer portion of the case. And we're all set. That looks like a really protective case. And it's covered 360 degrees with that front screen protector, the side hinge cover, and the back. Very nice. And if you happen to have that thin S Pen like I have here, you can simply just press it into the bottom here, just like that. Very cool. So now you have an S Pen and a protective phone. So if you take a closer look at the screen, you can see that it's got a whole bunch of these little dots on it. That's to help keep the rainbow effect down. A lot of the screen protectors that are film have that built in. We also have a cutout for our speaker and our camera on the front. As far as touch, there is a little bit of resistance because it's not glass, but touch seems to be working just fine, and it's also crystal clear. Let's check out the touch. Yeah, touch working perfectly fine through the screen protector. Looks really nice. Now let's look at the screen as if we were using polarized sunglasses to see if there's any rainbow effect. And as you can see, there is a very slight rainbow effect. I don't think it's a deal breaker at all. Still very easily able to see what's on the screen if you're using polarized sunglasses. Definitely a plus. Feels great in the hand. It's got kind of like this rubberized tech. It's like a hard rubber on the side here. Nice and grippy. Feels, again, like I said, it feels really nice in my hand. Buttons on the side. Easily pressable. You can still easily find that power button as well. Fingerprint sensor works perfectly fine. Touch working great. Let's open up the phone. Opens up very easily. The case does not move. And it also, as you can see, it kind of slides over the phone and kind of gives you a little bit of a stand as well. If we look at it from the side, you can see there is a very big raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. And as far as fingerprints, it does pick up some fingerprints on the screen. Not horrible though. And it does wipe away fairly easy. You just need to put a little bit more work into it versus using the regular glass. On the side, as you can see, it does add a considerable amount of bulk to the phone, but again, it is totally protected. You have that S Pen holder on the side here, your hinge cover. On the side here, you can see we do have our volume buttons with a cutout for our power button, and we've got kind of like that serrated texture on the side for grip. On the top, we've got our cutouts for our mics and our speaker. On the bottom, same thing. And on the back, it's got kind of like that industrial type look to it, like this texture on the inlays. We have that plastic kickstand that you can easily open up just like that, so you can use your phone like this in a portrait mode, a landscape mode, and you can also open up your phone and use the kickstand that way as well. Doesn't really stand up though. You can use it like this and it angles pretty much towards your face, and then when you're done with it, you can just easily clip it right into the back of the phone again. And we also do have a raised edge for your camera lenses as well. Looks like it's got some pretty good protection there too. And if you want to get out your S Pen, I don't know if it's like how easily it's able to do that. It has arrows pointing in, but I'm not sure exactly what that's for. Oh. What? Like the whole insert came out. I guess maybe that's for, you can use it with these new slim S Pen, and you can also use it with an older S Pen. Let's try it out. We've got the older S Pen right here. Yeah, okay. So that's what that's for. This is able to accommodate the new slim S Pen, or if you have the older kind of thicker S Pen, you can also put that in this slot as well after you take out this little insert. That is really cool. So it accommodates both S Pens. Very cool, great idea. This fits in there really good. You don't have to worry about it just falling out. And then you can kind of pick it out with your fingers just like that. And then this portion seems to be a little bit harder. I'm not 100% sure. It looks very hard to get the pen out because, I mean, look at that. It's in there. It's being held in place with these little clips on the side. And there's no place to grab it to get it out. You can't slide it. Okay, so the easiest way to get the S Pen out, which is not very intuitive, but it is what it is. So if you take this whole thing out, you can kind of bend the holder back, and then you can take out the S Pen. Other than that, it's not very easy to pull out because you only have like that much to hold on to, as you can see. So you got to kind of like try to pick that out. I can't. So the easiest way for me to get this out is to just take this whole thing out and then bend the piece back, and then you can get your S Pen out, which I'm not really 100% sure why it's like that, but it is what it is. And then you can put this insert back in here, and then when you're done, take your S Pen and you can just kind of press it back into place here. Yeah, clips into place, and then you can kind of just pull out that whole thing, and then again bend this back to get your S Pen out. It's a little bit much to do, but if you're not using your S Pen a lot, then you really won't have to worry about it too much. But I do like the fact that it can accommodate both the new and the old S Pen. And again, because the case is thicker, it makes it very easy to open and close your phone. And as you can see, the case is not moving either. You can open and close this as much as you want. The case does not seem to move, which is definitely a plus. And if you're wondering if it works with wireless charging, you can wireless charge right through the case. Very nice case. I do like the inclusion of the kickstand as well, and the two S Pens. Your phone is totally encased. It's covered 360 degrees. So again, if you're looking for the best protection for your phone, I think POETIC is going to win this one, especially because it adds the 2 extra features of holding onto the S Pen and the kickstand. Very nice. And here we have I-BLASON's Armorbox case. So this case does have a tempered glass screen protector built in to the case itself. Very nice. Typically it's a plastic screen protector that you'll see on these kind of cases, but this particular one has tempered glass. Very nice. Here is the back portion of the case. It does have a hinge protector, and it also has a S Pen holder on the inside. It's also got a soft kind of material on the inside of the case as well. It's got a nice hard back with a kickstand built in, and it's also a hard plastic surrounded by kind of like a firm rubbery type material. And on the front here, again, it's got its tempered glass. So what it tells you to do after you put this on, you want to go into your settings, display, and turn on the touch sensitivity because it's a little bit thicker than regular film screen protectors. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to thoroughly clean off the screen of your phone because you don't want anything trapped underneath. Then we're going to take our case, we're going to peel off the inner protector just like this. Then place this over the top of your phone. Press that into place. Then we can remove the top protector. That looks really clean. Then we'll take the whole phone and we'll press it into the back portion of the case. And there we go. So it feels good in the hand. It's got like this texture on the side to help with grip. It's not slippery. You can see that it has a nice clear tempered glass on the front. If we look at it from the side, even though with the tempered glass we do have a raised edge around the front face of our phone, it does add some considerable thickness to your phone, but again, if you're looking for some of the best drop protection, this is what you're going to get. On the side, it's got that same texture. It's got a little hole that you can press the S Pen through. So this looks like it accommodates the new S Pen, which I have here, the S Pen Slim, and you just kind of push this into the back here, and then you can press this into place. See, you might have to get it in. So you have to put it on its side, and it clips right in. You can close up the hinge protector, and then you can see the S Pen from the inside here. And if you want to access it, just open up the hinge, press through this little bottom here, and it pops up your S Pen just like that. So you can easily take it out. I like that. That works out really well. If we look at the bottom here, you can see we have our cutouts for our speaker and our charging port. Same thing on the top here. On the side, we have our cutout for our power button and our volume buttons. And on the back, it's got that nice industrial look. It's a hard plastic. Here we have our kickstand, and we also have some raised edge around our camera lenses for protection there too. And for the kickstand, you just kind of pop it out just like that. You can use your phone with the front screen in its portrait mode, or you can also open it up and then use it in its landscape mode. You can even angle it a little bit more towards you if you need to. And then it just simply closes back into the case. And then if you want to open up your phone, you can see you can very easily open it up. The one thing about this hinge is it does not close by itself. So once you open up the case and you close it, you will need to close up that hinge. Not too bad. It's very sturdy. Does not feel cheap, but it feels very substantial, very solid clip. It's not flimsy at all. But it also kind of gives like a little bump so you can kind of like lay it down and then angle it up towards your face. Let's check out the screen. So let's go into our settings, display, and we will turn on that extra sensitivity. So there's the touch sensitivity, just turn that on. And there we go. So let's check out the touch. Touch seems to be working just fine. As you can see, it is crystal clear. Let's test out our touch again. Yeah, touch is working better now that I turned on the touch sensitivity. Yeah. So you will definitely need to turn on that extra sensitivity for everything to work just fine. But yeah, everything seems to be working really well. Now our front camera is covered, so let's test out our camera. Camera looks nice and clear. I don't see any issues there. Now let's take a look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, there is no rainbow effect whatsoever. That's a first. No rainbow effect. So if you're going to be using polarized sunglasses, you should love this screen protector. It feels nice and smooth, just like the glass that's on the phone. Let's test out our fingerprints. So it does pick up some fingerprints and smudges, but they're very light, and you can very easily just wipe those away with minimal effort. Looks really nice. I prefer the tempered glass over the film. It just looks so much cleaner, and it feels nice and smooth. And as you can see, the corners of this case are reinforced, so if you happen to drop your phone, you know that it's going to be protected. Now the question is, does this work with wireless charging? Let's test it out. There you go. So you can wirelessly charge right through this case without any issues. This is definitely another contender for the best drop protective case. I really do like the inclusion of the tempered glass, makes a big deal, and the S Pen holder here works really well because the S Pen kind of pops out and you can very easily access it. I definitely like that. And here we have the SPIGEN Ultra Hybrid Pro in clear. So this is a two-piece design. It's just hard plastic. There is no rubber on this case. And it also has some extra stickers that it comes with. We also have a hinge protector on the side here too. So we'll press this over the top of our phone, just like this. And then press the bottoms and the sides to get the stickers to adhere to your phone. Now there's also a sticker on the inside of this case that we need to remove before we put it on. Then we'll just take our whole phone, press it into the back cover, clips into place, and there you go. Looks really nice. It does have like a bit of a grip to it, at least it does in my hand. It's not slippery, even though it is just hard plastic. If you look in the corners, we do have some extra protection there. It's like these little air cushions. As you can see, it doesn't add much extra bulk to the phone either. We do have a slight raised edge for the front of the phone as well. And I also do not have a tempered glass screen protector on here. We can see we have the cutouts for our power button and our volume button on the side. We have our cutouts on the top and on the bottom of the case. On the side, we have that clear hinge cover. Very nice. It clips very nicely back into place over the case, and it does not feel flimsy. On the back here, it shows off the color of your phone. It does collect a little bit of fingerprints, but you can pretty much easily just wipe those away. Now on the back, it has this little bubble that kind of protrudes off the case, and I'm assuming that's because of the camera bump. So when you put your phone on its back, it doesn't rock at all, which is a nice little touch. Just looks kind of interesting, but it shows off the color of your phone, and the raised edge around the camera lenses just barely comes over the top of those lenses. But it looks like a really nice protective case, very clear, so you can show off the color of your phone. And then to open it up, opens up very easily, gives you some extra like hold on the phone so you can very easily open it up. The hinge also slides up over the case itself, and then when you close it up, it simply just closes right back into place perfectly. Then when you put it down, because of that little bump, it will rock if you're, typing on the screen, but it does give you like a little bump to kind of angle up the phone towards your face. It's a pretty nice clear case. I like it. Looks pretty nice. Everything's easily accessible. Pretty cool. So now all you need to do is put a tempered glass screen protector on here and your phone would be protected 360 degrees. And if you want to wirelessly charge your phone, you can do that as well. And then here we have the SPIGEN Ultra Hybrid Pro in the 01. So this case is made of all plastic, just like the regular hybrid, but this one looks just like the inside of your phone. Looks really cool. It is kind of translucent and it's kind of like a smoke look. Very cool. Works just like the other Ultra Hybrid. Just pop it on the top, put the rest of the phone inside the case, and you're all set. So now it's got kind of like that smoke look. Looks a lot more sleek, and you can kind of see like what will be inside of the Z Fold 6. It's got that nice grip. It does have like a rubbery type feel to it. Feels good in the hand. It's got some grip to it. You have that hinge cover on the side. The same protections on the back, especially with that little protruding bump. And this also does work with regular wireless charging as well. And then here we have the SPIGEN Tough Armor Pro P. Now this case is made of a very thick, hard type plastic. On the inside here, it's got kind of like this sticker. It's not like a hard plastic. Now this case is kind of feels like it's made from some sort of a rubbery type cover surrounded by a firm rubber edge. On the inside, it's got like this smooth sticker. And it's also got a stand along with an S Pen holder. Very cool. So I peeled off the stickers of the front cover. We'll just place this over the top. We'll press it into place so the stickers kind of adhere to your phone. And then we'll take the whole phone and press it into the back part of the case. It clips into place. Looks really nice. Feels good in the hand, feels very substantial. It's got some grip to it. If you look at it from the side, you can see it does have a raised edge to help protect your screen. I also do not have a tempered glass screen protector on my phone. You can also see that it does add some substantial thickness to the phone as well, but we're also adding a kickstand, an S Pen holder, and some good draw protection. If you look at the bottom, we do have our charging port and our speaker cutouts. Same thing on the top. If we look at it from the side, we have our full cutouts for the volume button and the power button. We do have these reinforcements in the corners for extra drop protection, and that's where the kind of like that firm rubbery type material is. On the back, it's got kind of like that rubbery type feel to it. And we also have a slight raised edge for our camera lenses as well. As you can see, it doesn't come much over the camera lens, but it is there. So now let's open up our S Pen cover. Just kind of get your fingernail in here and just pops open like that. Now this also doubles as a stand. So if you open up your phone, it'll kind of stand like that, or it'll stand in that orientation. And then if you happen to have your S Pen, which I have right here, we can just kind of put this in place, just slide that inside, and then close your cover. So now you're holding that slim S Pen if you ever need it, and it's protected, as well as that hinge. It's like kind of like a spring hinge. Feels very nice, very solid too. It doesn't feel flimsy. Then if you want to take your S Pen out, just open up that cover again, and you can easily slide out your S Pen. It's a pretty cool idea. I like that. And you don't have to worry about this just popping open either. It's on there pretty good, so unless you really want to open it up, it's not going to just fly open. And then we open it up. Very easy to open up because of these nice rubbery edges. Very solid. The case also doesn't move around when you open and close it. does also add this little extra kind of bump on the back to kind of angle it up towards your face. It's kind of like a makeshift stand, and it closes right back up when you close your phone. Very nice design. I like that. Very protective case. So if you're looking for a nice case that protects your phone, gives you a kickstand, and holds your S Pen, the Tough Armor Pro P is definitely a nice case. And let's see if you can wirelessly charge through the case. Yep, no problems there. And then here we have the SPIGEN Slim Armor Pro case. So the case does come with some extra stickers. The case here itself does have like this foam type material on the inside of the case. We have our hinge protector. It's made from a hard plastic material covered by like a silicone type material. So I removed the stickers from the front cover, so we'll just place this over the top. Just like that, press it into place. And then we'll take our whole phone and press it into, actually a sticker I missed. Then we'll take our whole phone and press it into the back here. Clips into place. Very nice. So it feels really good in the hand. It doesn't feel as bulky as I thought it was, even though it does add some extra thickness to the phone. It doesn't feel bad in the hand. It feels really nice. It's nice and grippy. It's got like this rubbery type material on the side that helps with the grip. If you look at it from the side, you can see that it does have a raised edge around the front of the phone. I also do not have a tempered glass screen protector on here. You can see that it does add some thickness to the phone, but again, like I said, in the hand, it feels right. It doesn't feel thick like some of the other cases do. On the top, we have our cutouts. On the bottom, same thing, cutouts for the speaker and our charging port. On the side, we have the cutouts for our volume button and our power button. On the edges of the case itself is like a firm rubbery type material. On the back, we have this little protrusion in the corner, and that's so when you put your phone on its back, it doesn't rock all over the place. It doesn't rock at all. And we do have a slight raised edge around our camera lenses as well. As you can see, it kind of tapers up to the camera lens, looks really nice. And it's got kind of like that smooth rubbery type material, like a coating on the back. That is a really solid looking case. And then you got your hinge cover here, spring activated, feels very substantial, very solid. And then if we open up our phone, very easy to open up the phone. The case does not move. You can see that it's like super close. And this little thing slides up over the back of the case. And if you put it down, because of that bump, it will rock. But if you're watching things, it kind of gives you like a little extra kickstand bump to angle towards your face. But when you close it, it closes flush. That's really nice. I can't stress enough how good this feels in the hand. I'm very surprised. That's a really nice looking case. Very easy to open. As you can see, it doesn't move at all. It's nice and tight. And then if you want to use this with wireless charging, no problems there. This is a very nice case. I think out of all the 4 cases I've reviewed of SPIGENs, this has definitely got to be my favorite. Even though it doesn't have a kickstand or a S Pen holder, it just feels good. And you'd have to feel this to know what I'm talking about. So here we have the UAG Plyo Pro Case. It's got Magsafe built in. It is a totally clear case, and it's been military grade drop tested. So here is the top case. It is made of like a hard plastic. It's not made of rubber. And the back portion is pretty thick and pretty solid, and it's surrounded by a kind of like a rubbery type material. Now both these pieces do have stickers on the inside, and UAG says that the longer you leave these stuck onto your phone without disturbing them, the better the adhesion will be. And it says after about 12 hours, it should have about 90% adhesion. So I would remove the stickers, place them on your phone, and then try not to use your phone as much as possible. This would probably be the best at night. So apply this, before you go to bed, and then when you wake up, it should be more or less adhered to your phone. Also, make sure you clean off the front of your phone really well so the stickers have the best chance to stick to your phone. And then do the same thing to the back as well. So first we'll put on the front cover, just kind of press it over the top of the phone, press it into place so the stickers adhere, and then kind of run your finger down the edge here. Then we'll take our phone, we'll press it into the back portion, and then again kind of run your finger down the edge of the case here so the sticker sticks to your phone, and then we'll give it a little wipe off. So there you go. Feels nice in the hand. It does have grip to it, and as you can see, it does add some considerable bulk to your phone. But again, like I mentioned, if you're looking for the best drop protection, UAG is going to be one of the better cases. So if we take a look at the side, you can see how much of a raised edge we get on the front of the phone. That is insane. That's the biggest raised edge I've ever seen on any of the cases I've reviewed so far. And you can see how thick the bottom portion of the case is as well. We also have our cutouts on the top and the bottom of our phone. On the side, we have our cutout for our fingerprint sensor and our volume buttons. We also have a lot of reinforcement in these corners as well, so if you happen to drop your phone and it hits the corner, you won't have to worry about your phone getting damaged. On the back, nice and clear, shows off the color of your phone, and it's got that Magsafe ring. And we also have a little bit of a recession for your camera lenses as well. So if you happen to put your phone on its back, hopefully it shouldn't touch those camera lenses. It almost sits flush. It just has a very tiny bit of a raised edge around those camera lenses. Now you can also regularly wireless charge through this case as well. And if you happen to have a Magsafe accessory, like I've got this Magsafe ring here, it'll clip onto the back of the phone. And the nice thing about this case also is because it goes over the camera lenses, any Magsafe accessory you're going to use will work with this case because it doesn't have to worry about hitting that camera bump. So here we have a little Magsafe stand that you can use on your phone. Works really well, holds onto the case really well too. Got a nice strong hold, and if you happen to have a Magsafe charger like I've got here, clips onto the back of the phone, and hopefully it'll start to charge. There we go. So not only can you use Magsafe accessories, but you can also use a regular wireless charger as well. Another thing that you might not have thought about, another good reason to have a Magsafe ring, is if you like to take videos or photos and you want to expand your storage, you can get this little piece here that you can put a NVMe drive, and it'll expand your storage as well as clip right onto the back of the phone, and then you just plug this right in and you've got a ton more storage to take videos, photos, or whatever else, and you don't have to worry about losing it or it falling off the back of the case. Super cool. And then if we open it up, again, you can see how much of a raised edge we have on the back of the phone. So if you actually put your phone on its back, you don't have to worry about anything touching the back of your phone. It also really helps with grip, opening and closing your phone. Really nice. And as you can see, it's not moving either. It's pretty much stuck on the phone. But like I mentioned before, it will take a little bit to adhere to your phone totally, probably overnight. But that does really help when you want to open up your phone. It does add a lot of really good protection. And again, that is the Plyo Pro. And then here we have the UAG Civilian Case. This has been military grade drop tested, and it's also got a hinge protector. So here is the case. As you can see, it does have that hinge protection in the middle there. It kind of retracts right back into the phone when it's open. It's also got a hard plastic backing surrounded by a firm rubber material. On the inside here, it does have like a soft felt material, and we also do have those stickers as well that we need to remove before we put it on our phone. So with this, I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to press it into the back of the case just like that, and then we'll just fold over the top onto the front of the phone. We'll press that into place, making sure that the stickers adhere to the phone. Again, you're going to want to let this sit probably for overnight, at least 12 hours to get a 90% adhesion. And there we go. Feels good in the hand. It's got kind of like a rubbery type feel to it. It's not slippery. It's a little bit grippy, but it does feel really good in the hand. Buttons are easily accessible. Volume buttons easily pressable. If we look at it from the side, you can see how much of a raised edge you get on the front of your screen. I also do not have a tempered glass screen protector on here either. If you take a look at it from the side, you can see that it does add some considerable bulk to your phone, but again, you are getting some pretty good drop protection. Here we have that hinge protector. It's kind of like a faux leather material. It doesn't cover the whole hinge, but it covers probably about, I'd say maybe 95% of it. If you look at it from the top, we have our cutouts. On the bottom, same thing. On the side here, we do have some volume buttons and a cutout for our power button. And then on the back, again, it's got that nice hard shell. It is smooth and slick, so if you happen to put your phone on its back down on something slick too, your phone might fall off and slide around. That's due to the hard plastic. And again, our camera lenses are recessed into this little well, so nothing can actually touch the lenses if you happen to put your phone on its back, which is nice. Opening and closing the case is very easy because of that thickness. And when we close it up, as you can see, that hinge, again, retracts right into the back of the case, so you don't have to worry about that getting all scratched up. You can see how it comes out, goes back in. Seems to work really well. Very nice case, and as you can see, the case also itself does not move and slide around. I'm really glad to see that this year's version of the Fold, everybody kind of have made their cases a lot better to not slide around, especially when you're opening and closing the phone. Very nice. Now again, this is like one of the other case manufacturers I've seen that has that little like tapered edge that goes upward. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's another case manufacturer that I've seen do that. Again, not sure why. Another really nice case. Buttons easily pressable, and you can easily find that little power button as well. Fingerprint sensor works perfectly fine. Yeah, so another really nice protective case. Now let's see if it works with regular wireless charging. And it does. The only thing that this case does not have is Magsafe, so you're not going to be able to use any Magsafe accessories, but that's what the Plyo Pro is for. And you can also see the reinforcements in the corners as well, so if you happen to drop your phone and it hits those corners, you know that your phone is going to be protected. Very nice case. And here we have a case by SPIDERCASE. So this is a two-piece case. It does have like this rather interesting pattern on the inside. It kind of feels like some sort of a sticker, but it's not like just plastic. On the back, we have a really cool texture as well. The back kind of feels a little rubbery, but it's a very firm hard plastic covered by this rubbery type material. We have a hinge cover, and it also has a little kickstand. Pretty cool. The front cover seems to have a hard plastic screen protector kind of built in, which is nice. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to clean off the front screen of your phone because you don't want anything trapped underneath. So then we're going to remove the cover from the inside of the screen protector. Then we're going to remove the little sticker that's on the inside as well. And we're going to press this over the top of our phone. Just like that. And then you can remove that top protector. Then we'll press this whole thing into the back of our phone after we remove this little sticker here. And we're all set. So not too bad. I thought it was going to be a little worse because the case didn't look, the case kind of looked cheap. But it actually feels pretty nice in the hand. Again, it's got that kind of like that rubbery type feel. It's got a cutout for our front camera, and it also has some cutouts for our speaker grill. If we look at it from the side, we can see that we do have a raised edge around the front of the phone. It does add some bulk to the phone itself too. Kind of looks all squared off. We have our cutouts on the top here and on the bottom. On the side, we have the cutouts for our power button and our volume buttons. And on the back, again, it's got that really cool texture, feels really nice, and there's a slight raised edge to help protect our camera lenses as well. Very cool. So let's try out this kickstand. So this opens up just like this. It's kind of held in place with like a little magnet. And I think it really only works if you open up the phone, so you could have it kind of sticking like this, or you can lay it down like that. Either way, it stays down like this better. I think it's made more for like facing you like this if you want to watch some YouTube. And then when you can fold it back up, it lays flat on the hinge, and then it closes with that magnet. So it's not going to just flop open. Again, it feels nice in the hand. Let's test out our screen. Screen touch seems to be working pretty good, and it's also crystal clear. Now, if you're having trouble with the touch screen, you might want to go into your settings, display, and turn on extra screen sensitivity, because that's what I have on here, and touch seems to be working just fine. Don't see any issues with touch, even in the corners. So now let's see what the screen looks like as if we were looking at it through a polarized sunglasses. And well, there might be a slight rainbow effect, but it's so very slight. Not nearly as bad as some of the other tempered glass screen protectors I've seen, even though this is not tempered glass. So yeah, that looks pretty good as far as fingerprints. It does pick up some smudges. If you guys can see that on the screen, all the smudges. Let's see how easy it is to wipe away. It does have some resistance when you're trying to wipe, but they do seem to come away without any issues. So pretty good there. And then the case also makes it a little easier for you to open up the phone. Little hinge slides up over the back of the case, so if you happen to put your phone down like this and type on it, it will rock back and forth. Just something to keep in mind, but it looks really nice when you close it up. It's got a nice substantial spring to it, does not feel cheap. So not too bad. Your phone is covered 360 degrees. So nothing really bad to say about this case. From the packaging, it kind of looked like it was going to be a cheaper case, but it seems to be fairly nice. And it does not move when you open and close the phone either, which is definitely a plus. Everything seems to work perfectly fine. The hinge here, little kickstand, stays in place, and it protects your phone. Can't really complain about that. As far as touch, it is fairly smooth. It's not as smooth as the glass on the phone, but it's close. And even with the raised edges on the top and the bottom of the phone, it's still easy to access your notifications and everything from the top, and even touch from the bottom. And if you're wondering if this case works with regular wireless charging, no issues there. And then here we have a creative case by WSKEN. So literally, this is the exact case that I just reviewed by SPIDERCASE. It's the same exact case. If you just saw that, then you can skip over this review because it's exactly the same case. So this is a two-piece case. It does have like this rather interesting pattern on the inside. It kind of feels like some sort of a sticker, but it's not like just plastic. On the back, we have a really cool texture as well. The back kind of feels a little rubbery, but it's a very firm, hard plastic covered by this rubbery type material. We have a hinge cover, and it also has a little kickstand. Pretty cool. The front cover seems to have a hard plastic screen protector kind of built in, which is nice. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to clean off the front screen of your phone because you don't want anything trapped underneath. So then we're going to remove the cover from the inside of the screen protector. Then we're going to remove the little sticker that's on the inside as well. And we're going to press this over the top of our phone. Just like that. And then you can remove that top protector. Then we'll press this whole thing into the back of our phone after we remove this little sticker here. And we're all set. So not too bad. I thought it was going to be a little worse because the case kind of looked cheap. But it actually feels pretty nice in the hand. Again, it's got that kind of like that rubbery type feel. It's got a cutout for our front camera, and it also has some cutouts for our speaker grill. If we look at it from the side, we can see that we do have a raised edge around the front of the phone. It does add some bulk to the phone itself too. Kind of looks all squared off. We have our cutouts on the top here and on the bottom. On the side, we have the cutouts for our power button and our volume buttons. And on the back, again, it's got that really cool texture, feels really nice, and there's a slight raised edge to help protect our camera lenses as well. Very cool. So let's try out this kickstand. So this opens up just like this. It's kind of held in place with like a little magnet. And I think it really only works if you open up the phone, so you could have it kind of sticking like this, or you can lay it down like that. Either way, it stays down like this better. I think it's made more for like facing you like this if you want to watch some YouTube. And then when you can fold it back up, it lays flat on the hinge, and then it closes with that magnet. So it's not going to just flop open. Again, it feels nice in the hand. Let's test out our screen. Screen touch seems to be working pretty good, and it's also crystal clear. Now, if you're having trouble with the touch screen, you might want to go into your settings, display, and turn on extra screen sensitivity, because that's what I have on here, and touch seems to be working just fine. Don't see any issues with touch, even in the corners. So now let's see what the screen looks like as if we were looking at it through a polarized sunglasses. And well, there might be a slight rainbow effect, but it's so very slight. Not nearly as bad as some of the other tempered glass screen protectors I've seen, even though this is not tempered glass. So yeah, that looks pretty good as far as fingerprints. It does pick up some smudges. I don't know if you guys can see that on the screen, all the smudges. Let's see how easy it is to wipe away. It does have some resistance when you're trying to wipe, but they do seem to come away without any issues. So pretty good there. And then the case also makes it a little easier for you to open up the phone. Little hinge slides up over the back of the case, so if you happen to put your phone down like this and type on it, it will rock back and forth. Just something to keep in mind, but it looks really nice when you close it up. It's got a nice substantial spring to it, does not feel cheap. So not too bad. Your phone is covered 360 degrees. So nothing really bad to say about this case. From the packaging, it kind of looked like it was going to be a cheaper case, but it seems to be fairly nice. And it does not move when you open and close the phone either, which is definitely a plus. Everything seems to work perfectly fine. The hinge here, little kickstand, stays in place, and it protects your phone. Can't really complain about that. As far as touch, it is fairly smooth. It's not as smooth as the glass on the phone, but it's close. And even with the raised edges on the top and the bottom of the phone, it's still easy to access your notifications and everything from the top, and even touch from the bottom. And if you're wondering if this case works with regular wireless charging, no issues there. And then here we have the original wallet case by VRS Design. So this case looks really industrial looking. That's pretty cool. I can't wait to put this on. But it is a two-piece design. It does have a hinge cover, and inside the hinge, it's got like this soft kind of padding. It is made of all plastic. On the back here, it does look like we have a kickstand, and we also have a camera cover. Everything here is also plastic, and it also has a card holder as well, where you can put like maybe 1 or 2 cards. That's pretty cool. So we'll press this over the top of our phone, just like that. Clips into place. And on the inside of the card holder case, it also has that same kind of soft sticker. Everything else is plastic. We'll just press our phone into the back here. And we're all set. So it does feel pretty good in the hand. Again, everything on here is a hard plastic. There's no rubbery materials, but it's not slippery. You do really feel that, like the card holder on the back. If we look at it from the side, you can see that it does have a raised edge around the front part of our screen, and it's pretty substantial. And look at this thing that sticks up right here. It's huge. I'm not sure why there's such a big bump on the front, but there is a very big cover for the hinge. Maybe we'll find out when we open it up. But if we look at the top here, we do have our cutouts for our mics and our speaker. On the bottom, we have our cutouts for our charging port and our speaker as well. On the side, we have a cutout for our volume buttons and our power button. You can also see that it does add some substantial bulk to the phone, but we do have some extra added features. On the back here, it looks crazy. It's like very industrial looking. Again, we do have that camera cover that you can simply open up like that. It will not fold all the way back down, so once it's open, it's gonna remain open unless you close it up. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. I'd really kind of like this to be open if I want it to be open, but I guess if you're getting this for your cameras, you're probably going to want it closed anyway. But if you happen to have it open, there is a raised edge to protect your cameras as well. On the back here, again, we do have that kickstand, so you can use it kind of like this. You can also use it in a portrait mode as well. And then it also has a slide open card holder, where we can put one of our cards and then close that up. Very cool. See how easy it is to get out our card. So it can't just slide it out. You're gonna have to lift up from the top here and then pull it out. Not too bad, but it does look like you're gonna be able to hold maybe 1 or 2 cards, and that's about it. But I do like this sliding mechanism. You can use it with one hand, open and close it. You can also just kind of slam it closed too if you want. Either way. So let's open this up. So it's very easy to open up, and as you can see, the little thing kind of slides up over the back of your case, just like that. So now if you put your phone on its back, there's a huge bump for it to kind of move up and down, especially if you're like typing. But it does create kind of like a little bit of an angle that you can put your phone and kind of, I don't know, move it up towards your face. But that's what it looks like on the back. But it is fairly easy to open up. The only thing I don't really like is when you open up your case, there is a portion of the front part that kind of slides around. You can see that there's that little gap. So you just need to press that back into place. See if that happens again. So as you can see, the top portion here of the case kind of pops off the phone. Not a huge fan of that. So it may or may not stay in place. Even with those stickers, I took apart, or I actually peeled off the protective sticker, and it's still kind of coming apart. So not really sure about that. I guess it depends on how you open up the phone, which will determine. Yeah, so if you open up the phone the way that it's meant to be opened, the little part of the case kind of comes off the phone. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Other than that, it's not a horrible case. I just kind of don't understand the little hinge, like why it comes off the side of the phone so much, whereas the other cases are kind of more slim. It is what it is, but you get some added extra features. You get the camera cover, the card holder, and you also get your kickstand. That's crazy, like a Swiss Army knife. And if you're wondering if this case works with wireless charging, it does not. It's just too thick. And here we have a full protective case by WRJ. So this case looks pretty interesting. It seems pretty protective. We have a camera cover on the back, and we also have a metal kickstand. It is a 2-piece case. We do have what looks to be S Pen holder on the inside. It's got this interesting plastic pattern on the inside as well. It's surrounded by a firm rubber edge. We have a sticker here. Peel that off. Peel off the whole sticker. And it does look like it has like a kind of like a 2-piece design for the inner portion here. You can see that this little thing is coming off of the sticker. Not a huge fan of that. I don't know why they would make that for such a small like piece. But we just press this into place over our phone. Then put the whole back inside, press it into place. Man, that is really on there. And there we go. Because it kind of feels like it's got like a soft rubbery type material on the phone. Feels pretty good in the hand. It does not feel slippery. Oh, that's not good. Wow, I already see a really bad idea for this phone. I don't know why they did that. So look at the side of the phone here. Look what they did with the volume button. They put, instead of there being a volume button here, it's just a cutout. So you gotta like dig your finger in there to get the volume button? What? Why? Why would you do that? So right off the bat, I'm going to tell you not to get this case because of this design. I don't know why they did that. So it's got a cutout where there should be a button to get to your volume buttons, which you can't even reach. Then there's a cutout for your power button there. If we look at it from the side, you can see that there is a raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. On the side here, we do have our hinge cover. On the top, we have our cutouts for our speaker and our microphones. The bottom, our charging port and speaker. On the side here again, I don't know what they were thinking when they did that. You can open it up and it looks like the case comes off the phone as soon as you open it up, which is definitely not good. On the back here, we have our camera cover. You can slide over, it clips into place so it doesn't just flop around, but then you try to open it up, it clips into place closed too. So that's okay. And then we have our rotatable ring holder slash kickstand, I guess. It kind of stays up like that, and you can rotate it like this to stay up in portrait mode. But like, look at the front of the case, how it came off of the phone. Definitely not good. Let's see if we can even wirelessly charge through this case. No. So no wireless charging. Let's see how the S Pen works. Put your S Pen in here. I guess it's held in place with magnets, and then it clips closed like that. And then you can open it up and then press through the little hole at the bottom here, and it kind of pops out of place. Not too bad. It doesn't look like it will accommodate the smaller S Pen though, so if you have the smaller S Pen, this case will not work for that. But yeah, there's just too many things wrong with this case. So far, this is probably the worst case that I've reviewed yet. The design, I just don't understand with it. Between the case coming off the phone when you open it up and this volume thing over here, I just would not recommend this case, and I would just say stay away from it. And then here we have a wallet case by SHIELDTOP. So this looks like a pretty nice case. It kind of smells like a leatherette. It does have a little pocket here with a zipper. On the inside, we have a card holder. We have kind of like a little wallet slot, and it's got like this felt material on the inside. It just has a hard plastic kind of shell for the phone holder, and on the back, it seems to have a place to put your S Pen. And this also does come in different colors as well. Just simply put your phone inside the case, press it into place, it clips in, and we'll see how well it holds in place. So it's not horrible holding. It's definitely not the best magnetic holder that I felt. It clips into place, and it does keep the wallet from flopping open, but it's not very strong. As you can see, I don't have to use too much force to kind of force it open, but it should keep the wallet from just flopping open while it's inside your purse or bag. And again, it's got this zipper pocket here where it opens up just a little bit so you can maybe put some coins or some cards or something like that. The zipping mechanism seems to be fairly easy to use. No problem. And it's got this little leatherette thing on the end here. And then for our card holders, it seems like you can put 3 different cards in here. They slide in there fairly easily. And they come out with some force as well, so you don't have to worry about these cards just kind of like falling out while you're using the wallet. And then the little pocket in here, again, it doesn't open up very much. You can put some, some money or some cards or something in like that. It might be a little hard to get to, so you might just want to use it for some money. As far as the case itself, just holds on to the back. Again, your phone is not going to just come out. You can press the buttons on the side here. It's not super easy because we do have this little edge of the case that comes out a little further than the buttons, but you can access them. And like I mentioned before, on the back, it's got a little holder for your S Pen. It doesn't slide in there very easily. Let's try the other way. So if you put it with the tip not going in, it does slide in a lot easier, and it's held in place really well. You're going to have to really put some force to try to pull out your S Pen. So you definitely don't have to worry about it just falling out of the case. And you should be able to use this with either the larger S Pen, or you can also use it with a smaller one. But if you use it with the smaller one, it's probably going to be a little bit harder to get out, maybe. So it does accommodate both S Pens, and you can get this out fairly easily too. And like both of these S Pens are in here. It holds it really well. You don't have to worry about it falling out. And we also do have a raised edge to protect our camera lenses as well. Now let's see if this works with wireless charging. So you don't have to take the case off. And it does seem to work. So you can just put this down on the wireless charger and it'll start charging. So not a bad case. I would like to see this little magnetic clip here clip on here a lot better. As you can see, just kind of it holds it closed, but not very well. It's very easy to move. I'm barely using any force to move this little magnet here. And then if we open up our phone, as you can see, it uses pretty much almost the whole case. And we have like a little stand. I guess you can kind of use it as a little stand too. It will stand up. I don't know if you're supposed to be able to use it like that, but it does seem to work. Let's see. No. So if you just fold this back here, it will kind of stay open, so you can use it as like a makeshift stand. So that's not horrible. So not too bad. It's just, so again, it's not a horrible case. It doesn't seem like it's very well built. We got some fraying already happening on the top here. The little zipper here doesn't seem very high quality, but if you're not looking to spend a lot of money, this will get you by. It also comes with this little leather wristlet as well, in case you want to carry around on your wrist. You can do that too. And then here we have a case by TORRAS. So this is a matte-like case. It does have Magsafe built in. Feels very nice. It is made of a flexible plastic, and it's got a two-piece design. So we'll just put this over the top of our phone here, and then press this into the back. And there we go. Feels really good in the hand. It's got kind of like that rubbery type feel. It's got a little bit of a grip to it. It's not slippery. If we look at it from the side, you can see that there is a raised edge around the front of the phone. And I also do not have a tempered glass screen protector on here. On the top, we have our cutouts for our mic and our speaker. On the bottom, for our charging port and speaker. On the side, we have our cutout for our power button and volume buttons. On the back, again, it's got kind of like that frosted matte look. Doesn't show fingerprints very well. We have our Magsafe ring, and we also have a raised bump to help protect our camera lenses. Looks really nice. It's got some reinforcements in the corners as well. Let's open it up. Opens up very easily. Seems to stay in place on the phone. Yep, doesn't seem to be moving. Very nice. Let's test out our wireless charging capabilities. Wireless charging, no problem. Now let's test out our Magsafe. So here we have a wireless Magsafe power bank. Clips onto the back. And it starts to charge your phone. Perfect. Yeah, it is charging. It's got a pretty good hold on there. You can open up the phone while holding the power bank. Let's try out another MagSafe accessory. Wow, clipped right on there. Super strong, so you don't have to worry about the MagSafe accessories just falling off your phone. Very nice. And I do like that frosted look. Anything that doesn't show fingerprints is definitely good in my book. I like the way that it feels. The only thing is there's no hinge protection. I don't really care about that. What do you guys think? Do you care about hinge protection? Let me know in the comments. TORRAS does make some really nice phone cases, and this is definitely one of them. Definitely a fan of this case. And the case does not seem to slide off the phone either. The only thing to keep in mind is this little piece here. It doesn't use any stickers or anything like that, so it just kind of moves freely. That may or may not bother you. Other than that, it's a nice case. And here we have an S Pen holder case by NINKI. So here is the case. It does have a built-in film screen protector. And it also has an S Pen that it comes with, a generic S Pen. It's got a hinge holder, or a hinge cover, and it's also got a built-in kickstand. Interesting. So the first thing we need to do is to clean off our screen. They give you these little micro wipes. Then we'll remove the protective cover from the inside of the screen. And we'll press this over the top of our phone. And then remove the protective cover from the front. And we'll press in the back of our phone. And there we go. So it does feel pretty good in the hand. The little spine here doesn't seem to line up very well with the whole piece of the phone. It seems like it was maybe miscut or something. You can see how it's got this gap down at the bottom. Feels pretty good in the hand. It's not slippery. It's got kind of like that smooth rubber type feel. This screen protector on the front is a full coverage screen protector, so it does cover your cameras. And it's got all these little micro dots on there. You can see that helps keep down the rainbow effect. As far as touch, seems to be working. It seems to be also crystal clear. Yeah, touch seems to be working just fine. As far as fingerprints, it does seem to collect some fingerprints and smudges on the screen. Let's see how easy it is to wipe away. And it seems to be pretty easy to wipe away the smudges. So that's pretty good. Now let's see what the screen looks like as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, there is a slight rainbow effect, but it's not bad at all. Depending on how you're looking at the phone, you may or may not even see it. Yeah, touch is working fine. If we look at it from the side, you can see that it does have a raised edge all the way around the screen. It does add some bulk to the phone. We have our hinge here that is spring loaded. It doesn't feel very firm. Like I mentioned before, it does have a built-in kickstand into the side here. It's pretty long. It is all plastic, kind of flimsy. On the top here, we have our cutouts. On the bottom, same thing. On the back, we have our built-in S Pen, and this cover does cover your camera lenses. It doesn't seem to be perfectly cut out. You can see how it's kind of miscut. So that's definitely not good. And if you happen to be using camera lens covers, you're not going to be able to use this case. Let's try to get out our S Pen here. So that kind of just pops up. And it's got like this rubber tip on it. This big rubber tip, you can see. It's not pointy, so it's not going to be very precise. Don't look to draw with this very precisely. It doesn't work. Let's see if it, yeah, okay. So it doesn't work with the buttons on the bottom. Well, okay, now it does. You just have to press like hard. But it will open up the things on the front here. So you can use this S Pen with the front part of the screen. Let's open it up and see if it works with the inside. And it does. So that's the cool thing about this S Pen that the other S Pen does not do, is you can actually use this with the internal screen and the external screen. Because here we have, actually, here we have our real S Pen. This doesn't work with the front screen. It only works with the internals. So there's nothing you can do with this pen. You need to use the other pen. Let's see if this fits into this little spot here. And it does not seem to. So you have to use the pen that comes with this case because the other one just does not work. Let's see what the difference is. It's just, I mean, it looks the same, but I don't want to press this in here because it might not come back out. So you're going to need to use the S Pen that comes with this. Yeah. So that's that. Let's open it up again. It seems pretty easy to open up the case. This little piece here does come up over the back of the case. And if you put your case, or you put your phone down on its back and you want to type, it will rock back and forth. It's one thing I don't like about this thing here. And then if we open up our kickstand, you can see that it's kind of off. Yeah, it's a little off. So your phone kind of sits in an angle, but if you want to use it like this, it works a lot better. So in portrait mode, not so much. Landscape, like you're watching YouTube, it works better. But it is made of all plastic. It's not very substantial. It just kind of folds back down into place. Not super excited about this case. The S Pen is, it's okay. The misalignment of the camera lenses, it bothers me a little bit. I don't think it's gonna affect anything when you're using the phone itself. Actually, just fixed it. I pushed the case over a little bit and it seems to have fixed the alignment. But it's still, I mean, it's an okay case. It's not the best, maybe not even near the best, but you know, it is what it is. We still have this misalignment on the bottom here, which I really don't like either. So definitely not the best. It's not the worst, but it's not close to being the best either. And then here we have a clear S Pen holder case by NINKI. So we get this plasticky type looking case, kind of connected together at the hip. And it also comes with this stick-on S Pen holder that has like this silvery S Pen in it. Very interesting. So first you want to wipe off your screen really well, make sure there's no dust. There was a screen protector in here. You just need to peel off the protector from that screen. We'll press this over the top of our phone. Just like that. And then we'll fold this back on itself, clip it into place. Wow. This case looks cheap and it feels super cheap. And look at this hinge holder, or the hinge cover. What is that? Why? So it is all hard plastic. It feels okay in the hand. It's got kind of like some grip to it. It's not slippery. On the top here, we have our cutouts. On the bottom, same thing. If we look at it from the side, you can see it's got a slight raised edge for screen protection. It also has a built-in screen protector as well. On the side, you can see it does add some extra bulk, especially with this hinge cover. Not sure why they went with this design. On the back, we do have a plastic kickstand that kind of flips open. It's not held in place, it just kind of flips up, all plastic. And on the back, it does have a cover that goes over your camera lenses. So if you have camera protectors, you're not going to be able to use this case. Let's open it up. It's easy to open up because you do have a case on here. We do have that little bump. So again, if you put your phone on its back and you want to type around, it will rock a little bit. It does seem to stay in place though. It doesn't seem to move, which is a plus. Opens very easily. No issues. On the back again, if we open up our kickstand, you can use the phone in a portrait mode, or you can also open it up, use it in a landscape. Let's see if it'll kind of stay like that. It's made more to be used like this. And then it just folds down. And then that S Pen holder. So if you want to use this S Pen holder, to just peel off this sticker, and then I guess it's supposed to go on the side here. That looks even worse. The pen holder is made of all plastic. It's very cheap. It flexes. And the S Pen, it just looks cheap. It says Fold Edition on the end here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Fold Edition. It looks like it was painted over. And we have this little tip here that's kind of rubber. So I think the only good thing about this S Pen is you can use it with the front screen as well as the inner. So yeah, because of that rubber tip, you can use it with the outer screen, whereas the regular Fold Edition S Pen, you can't use it on the outer screen, but we can use it on the inner, whereas you can use this one as well. And this one seems to work pretty good. You don't have to like really jab at the buttons to make it work. It just kind of does. So that's a positive. But again, like just having to tape this onto the end, so it's so cheap. This is definitely not, again, this is not the worst case, but it's nowhere near the best. It just looks, it looks and feels like a big piece of plastic. It is super cheap. I would definitely not recommend this case. There's definitely better. And if you're wondering, the Fold Edition S Pen does fit into this little plastic piece here. It's not super easy to get out, but it can be done. And if you're wondering if it works with wireless charging, it does seem to. Now let's test out our screen. Touch seems to be working perfectly fine. No issues there. And let's look at the screen as if we were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And as you can see, it just has a barely a rainbow effect. Not bad at all. Depending on how you're looking at the screen, if you're looking at it dead on, you won't see any rainbow effect at all. And as far as fingerprints goes, it does pick up some smudges. Let's see if we can easily wipe those away. And depending on how bad the smudge is, you might need to use a little bit more fingerprint, elbow grease to get rid of the smudge. But it's not horrible. And it does look like there's a mark on the inside of the screen protector already. Like, that's not even from the outside. So that's not good. I would just tell you to stay away from this case, and I would not recommend it. And here we have another wallet case by NINKI. So here is the case. It's got kind of like a suede type feel to it. It looks like we also have a place to store our S Pen on the back. It also seems to come with a S Pen holder. And we also have a front cover for our case, which is pretty nice. So first we need to remove the sticker from the inside of the top cover. Press this over the top of our phone. Press the line with the sticker on it so it stays down. We'll take our phone and press it into the other piece of the case. Clips into place. And we can close it up. Feels nice in the hand. It's nice and soft. That suede feels really good. It does have a little cutout for the speaker grill right here. The magnet on the little holder here isn't really that strong. It will keep the cover from just flopping open while it's in your purse or your book bag, but as you can see, you can very easily just kind of open it up without really any force. So that may or may not be good for you. The piece that looks kind of like the S Pen is kind of like a felt type material, and the holder actually has Velcro on it. So if we put it on the front here, it sticks to the front of your case. So you can either have it on there or you can take it off. I think it would kind of get in the way. I don't really like anything, you know, protruding off the top of my case. But again, like I said, it's got Velcro and it's on there pretty good. So you can either have it on there or not. So if we open up the case, it looks like we have a couple card holders here, and it's got like a piece of cardboard underneath to keep it nice and rigid so it doesn't just bend all over the place. We'll put a card in here, and you can easily slide this up. So this would probably be like where you'd put your most used card, so you can easily slide it up. The cards are stuck in there pretty good, so you don't have to worry about them just sliding out. So that's pretty nice. It also kind of looks like it turns into a stand or something like that. If you were to kind of put your phone like this, turns into a little stand. On the top here we have like a little grill for the speaker. It's not totally cut out. On the bottom is the same thing. We have a cutout for our charging port. You can easily access your buttons on the side, which I absolutely love. You can also fold this back in itself. It's a little harder to get to the buttons if the underside is kind of stuck out, so you got to kind of keep it underneath the phone, and then you can reach your buttons. And then if we close it and look in the back, again, it's got that same kind of suede feel on the back. And we have some coverings for our camera lenses. It actually goes over the camera lenses. So if you have camera covers, you're not going to be able to use this case because it sits flush with those camera lenses. So not too bad. The case itself kind of feels a little rubbery. Really nice. Everything looks pretty good. So let's take a look at our S Pen holder. I do have the Fold S Pen, and it seems like it would fit in here. And it's really like, it's tight in there. So it's kind of weird. Like, you see how it bends? Like, why does it bend up like that? I'm not really sure why. Maybe the S Pen is too far in there. Maybe it just kind of goes into the top. Yeah, that's probably it. It doesn't go all the way into the holder. It just kind of goes into the top, and then it kind of sits flush. And then you can kind of pull it out. It's in there super tight. The S Pen is not going to come out. But if you happen to have the thicker, older S Pen, it's not going to fit in here. This one's made for the newer Fold S Pen. So it's something to keep in mind. So let's put this on the case, and then we'll put our S Pen in here and see how easy it is to take it out. So it clips in there like that. So you can see that's how high it comes off the case. And then to get it out, not too bad. You can get it out. You saw it's in there really good, but you can get it out. This is a pretty nice looking case. It doesn't have a lot of places for you to put money. You know, it's only got 2 places for cards, and that's pretty much it. No, you know, money clips, no extra pockets. So it's very limited on how much it can hold, which I don't understand. If you're going to get a wallet, you'd want more places to put things, right? Like versus 2 cards, you could just put that in your pocket. But if we open this up, let's see if it can kind of turn into a stand. Not so much. Yeah, it's not going to work as a stand unless you really have it like this, and then you can kind of angle it towards your face just like that. But that's about it. And then if you open it up again and you need to access your buttons, it's a little harder because this sticks out further than the phone. So you're going to have to fold it underneath itself to, even try to attempt to reach the buttons with your other hand. But I guess you can always use your other hand to access the buttons pretty easily. Not a bad case, pretty nice looking. I just kind of wish that this little magnetic holder was a little stronger, but again, like I said, it's going to keep the front face from just flopping around. So not too bad. And then if you want to wirelessly charge your phone, it does seem to work. You can see that it is wirelessly charging. And the case also seems to stay in place when you open up and close the phone itself. Then here we have a protective case by SIXBOX. So this is a protective S Pen holder case. It also does seem to have a hard plastic screen protector as well. This kind of looks like one of the other cases that we've already reviewed, but it does have like a kind of like a sticker on the inside with that weird kind of pattern. It also does seem to have a card holder and a camera cover on the back. So the first thing we need to do is to clean off our screen really well. Then we'll peel off the inside protective cover and the sticker, and we'll place this on the top of our phone. Remove the top cover. And we'll place this in the back cover of the case, clip it into place, and we can also peel off this back protector. So it feels pretty nice in the hand. It's got kind of like a rubbery type feel to it. If you look at it from the side, it does have a raised edge all the way around the front of the screen. And again, it's got that hard plastic screen protector as well. We've got some cutouts for the front speaker, and we also have a cutout, it looks like, for the front camera. As far as touch, it definitely has some resistance. It's not anywhere near as smooth as the glass that's on the phone. Touch seems to work good. No issues there. It's nice and clear. Touch working fine. Let's see what the screen looks like as if you were looking at it through polarized sunglasses. And there's just a barely noticeable amount of rainbow effect depending on how you look at the screen. If you're looking at it dead on, you really don't see any rainbow effect at all. So that's definitely good. On the top here, we have our cutouts for our speaker grill and mics. On the bottom, speaker, microphone, and our charging port. On the side here, you can see that it does add some pretty decent amount of thickness to the phone, but we are getting some protection all the way around and a screen protector, as well as an S Pen holder. See if you can, doesn't seem like you can take this out. Does have a springy hinge. Feels pretty solid. Let's put our S Pen in here. Slides right in there, and it doesn't just slide out either. You have to, take it out with a little bit of force. It's kind of hard to actually get out, but you can. On the side here, we have our cutouts for our volume buttons and our power button. On the back, again, it's got that camera cover. It's pretty nice. It doesn't just slide around either. It locks into place. And then we also have a place that you can put a couple cards. It'll actually hold two flat cards that don't have any raised lettering on them. And it closes with a little snap. It's pretty nice. Will it act as like a kickstand? Let's see. And it will. So that's pretty cool. So not only is it a card holder, but it also seems like you can use that as like a little makeshift kickstand. Let's see how easy it is to take out your card. So there's a little cutout right here. You can easily lift up your card, put it back in. Not too bad. Closes with a clip. Now the only thing is, when you open up the case, you will have this huge bump in the back here. So if you put your phone down to do some typing, it has a huge wobble. I don't know how much you're gonna, use that, but it's just something to keep in mind. It does also act kind of like a little stand where it's angled more towards your face as well. It's also easier to open the case, and it doesn't seem to move all over the place either when you open and close the phone. So that's good too. And then can we wirelessly charge? It seems like it. So not a bad case. It does feel pretty good in the hand. It is a bulky case. So if you don't have big hands or you don't like a huge case, this is probably definitely not going to be for you. I don't really care for the resistance you feel on the screen either. I like it to be nice and smooth. Let's see what the fingerprints look like. So it does pick up some smudges on the screen. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. And then let's see if we can wipe those away. And there is some resistance when you're wiping away the smudges, but they seem to wipe away fairly easily too, so not too bad. So all in all, not a horrible case. It does add some extra functionality. You get to put in your Fold S Pen. It has a camera cover again, which is nice. It's got a built-in card holder, acts as a stand too. It's got a built-in screen protector. Not a horrible case. So if these are the features that you're looking for, this case might be for you. One more thing I will say about this case is it is super hard to get off. It's on the phone. I'm like pushing in these edges and it just doesn't want to come off. Even in the middle, super hard. So that's just something else to keep in mind. If you're worried about the case just coming off the phone, don't, because it's on there really good. Then here we have a clear Magsafe case by CONDGOOD. So it does have Magsafe on the back here. It's got a metal kickstand and it's totally clear. This case also does have some like rubber hinges on the top and the bottom of the case to help keep both of these pieces together. The front part is made of totally plastic. The back has a hard plastic shell surrounded by a firm rubber edge. So all I need to do is take our phone, place it into the back here, press it into place, and then fold over the top, press that into place, and you're all set. So it does feel good in the hand. It's got a grip to it. Buttons are hard to press. They're not very clicky, so I don't like that already. If you look at the side, you can see that it does have a raised edge all the way around the front of the phone. Nothing for the hinge. We have cutouts for our top. There's our bottom. On the side here, we have our volume buttons and a cutout for our power button. And then on the back, again, it's nice and clear to show off the color of your phone. We've got Magsafe built in. We have our metal kickstand here, which... how do you get it out? It's it's not really easy to get your finger in there. It like goes right up against the plastic piece on the case, so it's really not easy to open. It is metal, and it does seem to pretty much stay wherever you're gonna put it. It's not very thick though. And it's got like this, I don't know, like a sticker or something underneath here. So you can stand your phone up in a portrait mode, or you can open it up and, which way does it go? And then you can put it in a landscape mode, I guess, maybe, or lay it down like this. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I guess like that. And then you just press it into place. But if you look at it, you can see how there's really no place to lift up. Like if you don't have fingernails or anything like that, you're not going to even get in there. Like I don't have fingernails, and it's not easy for me to get in there to open this up. You really have to try to do it, which I don't like. So let's see how the Magsafe works. Oh, I'm sorry. And we also have a pretty good raised edge around our cameras. As you can see, it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the lenses. It's just kind of like a big U. but it does come up over the camera lenses, which I like. So let's test out our Magsafe. Got a Magsafe power bank here, clips onto the back, and it starts to charge your phone. So that seems to work pretty good. And it's got a nice strong hold on there too. That's definitely a plus. So that's good. And let's see if it works with regular wireless charging. Yeah, no problem there either. So this case, it's definitely not the best. It's not the worst. I don't like the way that the kickstand is, and neither should you, because why wouldn't you cut it like short so you can actually have something to lift up on? And then standing it up, as you saw, it doesn't work perfectly. It should definitely work a lot better. As far as the side here, you can see it's super flimsy. Like, you barely have to press on it and it kind of moves. I'm even wondering why it's there. It doesn't seem to really do much. But it does open up easily because of the grip that it has. And it doesn't seem to move on the phone either, so that's a plus. But what I'm trying to say is there are better phones that are clear, phone cases that are clear that have MagSafe and a better kickstand than this. So I would tell you to stay away from this, and I would not recommend it. And it's $27 on Amazon. This is definitely not worth $27. I think it's more like a $6 case. And then here we have another wallet case by NINKI. So this is definitely a much thicker wallet case. It kind of feels like a pillow on the top and the bottom of the case. It's got kind of like these puffed out pieces, which gives it a little more fluff. And then it's got this clip on the front here. It's a little magnetic clip. On the inside, it comes with a couple different straps. I think one you can put around your neck, and then the other goes around your wrist. Here is the front cover. If you look on the inside, it's got like 4 card holders. We also have a place to put money. We got those 2 straps on the top and the bottom, so you can kind of carry it like a purse or a little wristlet if you want to. And then on the back, again, it's got that like that puff piece. Oh, look at that, another spot. So we have 2 more spots for cards. That's pretty cool. It's kind of hidden. It kind of opens up just like that. That's pretty nice. So let's take off the stickers here. Put this over the top of our phone. I'll press this into the holder. So the case itself actually has leather pieces that go over the plastic to kind of keep up with that leather type look. That's pretty nice. Let's close it up. So as you can see, this, I don't know why it sticks out so far, but you can see like there's nothing supposed to be there. Why does it stick out so far? Not sure about that, but it does seem to hold the front cover from flopping open, so that's definitely good. It holds enough, definitely. It's got a stronger hold than some of the other wallet cases that I've seen. So we open this up. Let's check out the card holder. Seems to hold your cards pretty good, and the cards don't just come out, so you don't have to worry about them just kind of falling out of your case when you're walking around. Yeah, they're in there pretty good. And then the little holder here, you can put money, some extra things there. And then as far as our case, the case on the top is totally plastic, and like I mentioned, on the top and around the sides is kind of like a leather. That's pretty nice. Open up the case, seems to stay in place on the phone, so that's definitely a plus. And if we go around to the back here, we have that extra kind of wallet section. What can we put in here? We can put another card in there, and we can put another card in here, and they're in there pretty good. You don't have to worry about those just falling out. And there's also a raised edge to protect our cameras as well. I really like this hidden spot here. Let's see how this, it also kind of acts like a kickstand as well. Now if we open up the phone, what does that give us? It still gives us like a little stand option, so that's pretty nice, and it's angled more towards our face, so this can kind of double as a little kickstand as well. Very cool. Now if I were to put this underneath, there's a hard piece right here, like maybe a hard piece of cardboard or something, so it keeps you from folding this totally under. This is pretty much what you're gonna get. It's like a little triangle, so you're gonna have to hold it around that triangle, which that I don't really care for. I don't know why. Like, these cases, they come so close to being really good, and then it's just one thing like this that kind of just ruins it. So if you don't really have big hands, it's going to be a little hard to hold the phone like this and manipulate the buttons on the side because of this hard piece, this triangle. And if you totally put it flat, then you have to get around the back piece to get to the phone. It just, I just don't understand why they do something. But that's that. If we totally close it up here and we look at the back, we do have a S Pen holder on the side here, so we can kind of put our S Pen inside. It's not very easy because this little piece doesn't want to like come up. Let's try, and if you try to do the tip, it just digs right in. So I just don't get it. Like, yeah, you really have to work to get the S Pen in there. And then once it's in there, it's in there. You don't have to worry about that coming out. You really have to like pick it up and pull it out. So it does have a functional S Pen holder, so that's not too bad. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but the case does seem to stay on the phone even when you open and close it. So that's pretty nice. So this case it's not bad, but the functionality of the phone, it's like you're gonna have a hard time. Like I mentioned, if you're just gonna hold it like this, like a book, then you're gonna be okay, because you can use the screen just like this and you can manipulate the buttons with your thumb, or you can open it up like a little tablet and same thing, no problem. But if you want to hold the phone with your left hand only, it's going to be hard because you've got that that triangle that you have to put your hands around to try to manipulate the phone with one hand. So again, if you're going to try to use it like this, I would just forget this case. But if you're going to hold it like a book all the time, then you should be okay. So other than that, the case seems to be pretty nice. I really like this stand and the extra pockets in the back. That's pretty cool. And then, can we wirelessly charge through the back? It doesn't look like it. Seems like it's just too thick. Yeah, it will not wirelessly charge with this case. And then here we have a leather wallet case by KOWAURI. So here is the case. It's got kind of like a suede feel to it. It's really not heavy at all. Feels pretty nice though. It only has a thick plastic case to hold your phone in place, but it does have like a little wallet here for your money. It's got 3 spots for cards. So let's put our phone inside the case. Clips in place. And it's got this little clip here that seems to hold pretty good. It definitely holds the phone closed, which is a plus. Feels nice in the hand. I really like the way that the case feels. It's got kind of like a suede feel. It's got that little metal insignia right here. But this clip, it definitely holds pretty good on the case, and it doesn't flop around. When you just close the case, it clips right into place. I actually like that. It's really nice. So like I mentioned before, we have 3 places to put cards, and the cards are in there really good. They don't just slide out. Like you really have to want to take the card out, which is good too. And then the spot underneath, You can put like money or some extra cards, things like that. You'd have to put it inside. And things aren't going to just fall out either. Looks like this does double as like a little stand as well, only when it's not opened, of course. So that's pretty nice. It can fold back on itself. Got this little, the only thing is this little cover, it covers the power button. So that's definitely not good, and it won't stay underneath either. It just kind of, actually, I mean, it can go like that, but then when you put your finger over here, you can't, I mean, I guess you can get to the power button, but either way, it does cover the power button like in its natural state. You can get to the volume buttons, but it covers the power button. So it's kind of annoying to have to kind of like move this out of the way to get to the power button. That's a downer. But I mean, you can hold it just like this. You can fold the case underneath itself. And then if we open up the phone, it's a little harder to open up your phone if you grab it down here, because there's the raised edge of the case versus the phone, and it doesn't give you like a lot of grip. You can like slide off of it. So you'd really want to open it up more from the middle where it's even. But the case does stay in place. It's not moving. It's just because it's only on one side of the phone. And you can hold it like this. So that works out pretty good, feels pretty good. The only thing I really don't like is the fact that this is covering the power button. That kind of stinks. And then when it's closed, we do have a little raised edge to help protect our cameras as well. That's the back, same suede. And let's see if we can wirelessly charge through this case. Yep, no problems there. Wireless charging. I like the fact that this closes kind of by itself. You don't have this thing flipping over here. It's just you open it, you can pull it open and then close it, and it clips right back into place. That's definitely a good option. So not a bad wallet case. The only thing I'd say about this wallet is the fact that the little piece here covers the power button. That's the only thing I would say you'd really have to worry about. But if you're not worried about that, then this seems like a pretty nice wallet case. And it smells like leather too. And then here we have a wallet case by VURFOO. So it's got kind of like a faux leather type feel. We have a zipper pouch on the front here. That doesn't work very well. Wow. Okay. All right. That was a little difficult. Just because it's not, like, it's very flimsy. So that's already a downside. Then we have this little clip here. Seems to clip on there pretty good. You can just kind of force it open. We've got a couple of card holders here. We also have a little money pouch. It doesn't feel very quality, I will tell you that right now. It looks like a faux leather, but it doesn't really feel that great. Inside the case, it's got kind of like this felt type material. And on the back, it's got Magsafe. And you can also take your phone out of the wallet if you don't want to use it. So here is the Magsafe. You can kind of clip that into place. It seems to have a nice strong hold on there. And on the back of that case, you can see that it's got Magsafe built in, and it's got the same kind of leather type feel on the back of that. So let's put on the front part of our case here, take out the stickers. We'll put this on the front of our phone. There's also some stickers on the inside here. These stickers, they don't want to come off. They're taking like the whole sticker with them. I couldn't actually remove the sticker from the inside of this because it was peeling up the sticker itself. And this one, kind of like the same. So we'll put this on the back of our phone, press that into place. So the case fits on the phone nicely, feels good in the hand. It is just all plastic, very plasticky feeling. It looks cheap as well. But then this just kind of clips into the wallet, just like that. And it's not very snug. As you can see, it kind of just moves around. There's this excess like area. I don't understand why. Why is there so much extra here? It should fit like perfectly with the phone. Then again, this zipper, it's not hard to open, but once you have it open, then you really have to like hold it in a certain way for it to close, because if you don't, if you try to zip it down here, it won't. If you have to like pull it up towards the spine, and then it seems to be okay. Not a great design, but it is what it is. This little piece here seems to do an adequate job at holding this closed, even though there is a lot of extra room. Again, you can just force it open. Let's test out our card holders here. Yeah, cards go in pretty good, and they do seem to be held in place pretty well. You don't have to worry about the cards just sliding out, so that's a plus. And then you have this here. It's a little bit more forgiving, but again, you're probably going to be putting some money or something like that in there. And then on the back here, we have that Magsafe ring. Let's see if we can charge up the phone with the Magsafe. So you can use Magsafe accessories. They don't seem to do anything through here, and it doesn't hold on very well either. It's very, like, you can feel it connecting, but it's loose. So I wouldn't look to use this with any Magsafe accessories. It's too weak. But if we take this off the case and then we try it with the Magsafe, clips on there pretty good. Does it charge? It doesn't seem to. Let's try another Magsafe accessory here. We've got a little puck. Clips on there. And it doesn't charge. So this doesn't seem to be in the right position to use Magsafe accessories. It's just purely for the magnet here, which is unfortunate, but you should still be able to wirelessly charge through this case, and you can. So now let me connect this back up to the wallet and try that again. It doesn't work. So if you want to wirelessly charge, you're going to have to take this off of the wallet and then put it on the charger, because it won't charge through that Magsafe magnet. So let's open up the case here. Case seems to stay in place. It's not moving, so that's definitely a plus. Let's fold the back on itself here. Does that fairly easily. You can hold this with one hand, but again, because there's so much excess right here, you have to like squish that against the phone, which I don't understand. I just don't get it. And then this piece here kind of flops, you know, over the front of the phone. It's not going to stay under. You're going to have to kind of hold it. So look at how much excess you have. So you got to kind of squish that up against the phone, hold this underneath, and then you can kind of access the buttons with one hand again. So not really a great design, but if you're going to hold this, you know, like a book, you'll be fine. You can do like this, use the buttons on the side with your thumb, and then, you know, your thumbs to do here. And that is pretty much it. So again, not really a great design. If there was less material here, it'd be a lot better. But there's just too much material. There's just too much material, like, in the spine. Look at that. Like, it should be up against the phone. So again, it's not a horrible wallet, but it's definitely not the best between this cheap zipper here that does work as long as you manipulate it in a certain way. And then, you know, it's got the Magsafe on the back, which doesn't do anything but hold the phone in here if you want to take it out. So yeah, but that's that case. Not the greatest. It's definitely kind of cheap. And then here we have another leather wallet case by DUANCL. So this wallet case is one of the nicest wallet cases that I've seen so far. Again, it is made of leather. It does come with a couple different straps. It comes with this little wrist strap, as well as kind of like this more purse-like strap that you can put over your shoulder or maybe across your body. Here is the case. So the front part opens up like that. It's got a couple magnetic clips, and the inside kind of unfolds like that, so you can put more things inside here, whether it be, you know, some keys or some money, something like that. So that's pretty nice. It also has a leather-like smell to it. Here we have a zipper pocket that seems to open and close very easily. Really nice. You can open that up. You can, you know, stick some more cards or whatever else in there. This also unclips just like that. We have some pockets here for some cards. It looks like we have 5 pockets for cards. We also have a S Pen holder in the middle here. Let's put one of our cards. Card seems to stay in there pretty good. They're not going to just come out. And then you can fairly easily pull them out as well. And then we have the case portion. Opens up like this. We have a little spot in here for some cards, some more money. The case itself is just a very simple plastic case. And then we have the rest of the leather on the back here. So let's take our phone, put it inside the case. Clips into place, seems to hold on there pretty well. The little clip there seems to hold on to the cover pretty good as well. It's not going to just flop open. The only thing with this is as you can see, it is a little thicker than some of the other regular wallets, but you can hold a lot more, definitely. So let's take our S Pen. Here we have the Fold S Pen that's pretty small. Let's try to put it in the middle here. Fits in there very nicely. Perfect sizing. And it closes up very easily, so nice and snug. It doesn't seem like there's very much wasted space in this case, which I like. Let's try to open up our phone here. So if you want to hold the phone, you're most likely going to have to hold it with your right hand, or kind of like a little book, just like this. You can somewhat fold it back on itself. This little piece right here is in the way of the power button. That may or may not bother you. I mean, you can always, you know, double tap on the screen to wake it up, and you can still access the volume buttons on the side. It's not horrible. You still can hold this with one hand. It's definitely manageable. Then we'll open up our phone here. Case stays in place, and that's what you're looking at when you have it open, kind of like a book. Not too bad. Case stays on the phone when you open and close it, which I like. We've got our cutouts for our mics on the top here. On the bottom, we also have our cutouts for our charging port as well, so you don't have to worry about that. And then on the back, it also has a little bit of a raised edge to help protect your cameras too. Now, if you're wondering about wireless charging, let's see if it wireless charges, and it does seem to as well. So you can wireless charge right through this case, which is nice. And then, like I mentioned before, the little clip here is magnetic, holds in place pretty well, so you definitely don't have to worry about that opening up when you're carrying it around, or if you have it in your purse or your book bag. So this is definitely one of the nicer cases that I've seen. It seems to be pretty good quality as well. All the stitching looks really good. It doesn't seem like it's really cheap like some of the other cases. And if you want to get out your S Pen, I do like the fact that they left the bottom open, because you can simply just slide it up and then pull it out the rest of the way. I really like that design. Now, if you do have a thicker S Pen like I have here, the older one, let's see if it fits, and it does seem to as well. And you can still very easily close up your wallet, just like that. So you can still use the thicker S Pen if you have that, and it's actually even easier to push up and pull out than the smaller one was. But it'll accommodate either the bigger style S Pen or the Fold S Pen, so that's definitely a plus. And then we have the little push-up window on the bottom here for our card. So if you happen to have your ID or something, you can, you know, fairly easily push that out and take it out if you need. The cards in here are not going to go anywhere. They're in there very pretty well. You don't have to worry about them coming out, and then you can fairly easily pull them out as well if you need to use them. So this case wallet does seem very usable. Like I mentioned before, this zipper here is nice and smooth. It works really well. It's got a lot of pockets for you to put things, and it's very functional. And for most people, you'll like the fact that you can fold it over on itself and still hold it with one hand, which I like. And then it also seems like it might act as like a little stand as well. So if you want to watch stuff in this orientation, you can do that as well. Again, like I mentioned, I think this is definitely one of the best wallet cases that I've tested so far. Even though it is a little bit bulkier, it's still the nicest. And then as far as these little straps go, they just go in these little holes that are kind of on the side of the wallet, just like that. And then you can kind of carry it around if you need with your, you know, your wrist, or you can put the much larger strap on here and then carry it kind of like a purse if you need. And the leather also protrudes a little bit further than the actual phone itself. So if you happen to bump it around or something like that, it should hit the leather before it hits your phone. So it should be protected as well. It would have been really nice if they had some sort of a top cover to put on the top of your screen, because when you close the phone, the leather is going to be, you know, kind of rubbing against the screen and maybe the phone, which may wear it out over time. So what I would probably suggest is definitely getting some sort of a tempered glass screen protector that would cover as much as the screen as possible, so that way when you close up the wallet, it would touch the screen protector and not the actual phone. Another thing that's worth mentioning is these little holes here are made of metal, and when you close up the phone, it is possible for them to actually scratch up the hinge of your phone over time. There are hinge protectors that you can get. They're like screen protectors that you can kind of put over the hinge to kind of help mitigate that. It's just something I wanted to note. If you stayed with me this far, thank you so much for all your support. And if you're enjoying the video and you found it useful, it would really help out the channel if you gave me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. So now that I've had a chance to test out all those cases, it's time for me to tell you which cases I thought were the absolute best. But before I do that, I need to tell you which case I thought was the absolute worst, and that's this case. It's the case that was made by WRJ. It's supposed to be a protective case, but it's got this two-piece design where it's made of like a hard plastic surrounded by like a rubber inner portion, but the rubber portion in some parts was actually coming unglued from the plastic portion. It also looks and feels kind of cheap. And the worst part of this case is the fact that they chose to put this raised edge around the volume buttons, which makes it almost impossible for you to get your finger in there and actually press the buttons. I would not recommend this case, and I would just tell you to totally steer clear of it. The first category for the best cases is going to go to the best slim transparent cases. Now I have 3 cases here that I think qualify for this category, but my personal favorite for the best has to go to TORRAS. And the reason why is because the case is kind of frosted, so it keeps down the fingerprints. It also has Magsafe built in. It's really slim and it feels great in the hand, and it offers some pretty good protection while keeping your phone nice and slim. I just really like the feel of the frosted cases. It's got kind of like that smooth rubbery type feel. The next 2 cases are pretty much about the same and offer the same slimness and protection. That goes to CASETIFY and RINGKE. Both of these cases are going to keep your phone nice and slim and offer some pretty good protection against bumps and drops. I like both of these cases because they are clear. They also have a rubbery type feel to them. They're not like that hard plastic that's just going to slide around if you put it on something hard. These will pretty much stay in place depending on what you put them on. And they both have that little rubber piece on the top and the bottom of the case to keep both of the parts together, especially when you're opening and closing the phone. RINGKE does make this fusion case with a MagSafe ring on it, and if it were me, that's the one I would tell you to get because it just offers you more functionality to use MagSafe accessories. And CASETIFY has some pretty cool cases to choose from with a lot of different patterns, and you also have the ability to create your own. The next category is going to be the best kickstand case, and that's going to go to the Samsung Silicone case. Not only does this case feel really good in the hand, but it also keeps your phone nice and slim, offers some protection for your rear cameras, while also offering a kickstand and a finger holder if you need some more stability when you're looking at your phone, whether it be open or closed. And another added feature is if you don't need that finger holder, you can also remove it and just use the kickstand. The next category is going to be the best leather case, and that's going to go again to Samsung, the Kinsuit case. This case not only looks good on the phone, but it also feels good as well, and it's also going to keep your phone nice and slim. Samsung really stepped up their game this year, and I really do like a lot of their cases. The next category is going to be the best slim S Pen holder case, and again, that's going to have to go to Samsung with their S Pen case. Again, not only does this case look great on the phone, it also feels good in the hand, and it's going to keep your phone nice and slim while also offering you the S Pen on the back of the case. So no matter where you go, if you need that S Pen, it's always going to be there for you. Last year's S Pen case for the Fold 5 was pretty much exactly just like this one, and I think Samsung realized that they had something really good there, so they just kept it going for the Fold 6 as well. The next category is going to be the best wallet case, and that's going to go to DUANCL. This wallet case, in my opinion, not only looks really good, as far as quality goes, seems to be the best. It's also got a lot of different pockets and places for you to put your credit cards, your money, things like that. You can carry it around like a purse or a wristlet. It can be used with wireless charging, and it's also going to protect your phone when it's not in use. The next category is going to be the best minimalist case, and that definitely has to go to Thinborne. Thinborne is a fairly new company to my channel, but they've been making some really nice Aramid fiber minimalist cases, and the reason why I chose this one is because it comes with a front and a rear cover. It also comes with a tempered glass screen protector, and it's got MagSafe built in. Some of the other minimalist cases that I reviewed only comes with a back cover, which I don't quite understand, and it makes the phone look just off. I'm kind of a stickler for symmetry, so Thinborne definitely has you covered there. It looks great on the phone, feels great in the hand. You can't even really tell that there's a case on the phone. It's super light, it's super thin, and I absolutely love the fact that it has MagSafe built in. It definitely comes in handy when you have MagSafe accessories laying around. The next category is going to be the best case for drop protection that does not have an S Pen holder. Now there were two cases here that I did choose, but my absolute favorite has to be the Slim Armor Pro by SPIGEN. Some of these cases can be kind of bulky, but the Slim Armor Pro, when you're holding it in hand, at least for me, it didn't really feel that bulky. It just felt right. It's got that kind of rubberized hinge cover, and the rest of the case, it just feels really good in the hand, and I think it also looks good too. If anybody out there does get the Slim Armor Pro, let me know in the comments what you think about it and how it feels in your hand, because I'd really like to know. And then the other case is made by UAG. This case is a little bit more bulky, but it's gonna give you some pretty good drop protection. It is military grade drop tested, and it's also got MagSafe built in. It also happens to be a totally clear case, so you can show off the color of your phone. Now, last but not least, we have the best overall case for drop protection that has a built-in screen protector, an S Pen holder, and a kickstand. Now I do have two cases here, but one edges out the other just slightly, and that's the I-BLASON Armorbox. The reason why I like the I-BLASON just a little bit more is because the built-in screen protector that comes with the Armorbox is made of tempered glass, and the POETIC is just plastic film. I-BLASON also has an S Pen holder, but the S Pen holder for the Armorbox can only accommodate the slim fold version of the S Pen. It also has a really nice solid plastic kickstand on the back, and even though these cases are a little bit thicker, like I mentioned before, they are going to offer you the best drop protection possible. And then for the second best, I would definitely recommend the POETIC Spartan. This one also has a built-in film screen protector. It also has an S Pen holder that can accommodate both the new Fold S Pen and the older S Pen as well. And it also has a really solid plastic kickstand. Now, if there was a case that I missed in this video that you'd like to recommend for future videos, let me know in the comments below. I'd also really like to know what your favorite case was of all the cases we've tested here today and why you chose it. Thank you again, everyone, for all your support. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.